Hello, everybody, and welcome once more to the Salty Dragon Tavern. We are going to be playing the Gloved Molotov, continuing their adventures in a very mysterious place. I should not have moved away from my camera. That was all kinds of problems. Anyway, before we jump in, I will once again mention the handy-dandy fun time bingo card that has been created by our wonderful Alice.
Yes, I shall link it shortly.
It is a fun thing that you can follow along with at home if you would like to take full advantage of just how consistently these characters do weird stuff. And if you'd like them to note it down and perhaps get a bingo, then you might get a cool thing. We have some thoughts, but yes, by all means do that should you so wish. That's a powerful thing. Okay. Oops. Okay. But now that we have mentioned the bingo and the things and stuff, we can just jump right into the game. So, when last we saw our brave and valiant crew members, they were delving deep into this mysterious and previously undiscovered facility created by a long-dead race of sentient praying mantis people. That technology seems to have some kind of focus on psychic abilities. As such, was demonstrated when Dr. Charles was required to call upon his telekinetic abilities to open several boxes, which contained a suit of praying mantis armor, as well as a peculiar-looking weapon that contains several transparent spheres and one sphere that contained blue spiraling energy. As this investigation was being performed by Dr. Charles, Dimitri, and Darius, King Catalina, Lockie, and Pym, who was a passenger to Lockie, braved ahead through more of the collapsed sections of this place and encountered a very hungry plant that tried to nom on Catalina and her vac suit. Fortunately, Lockie was quick to act and was able to cut her free, and as he was doing so, he tossed a Molotov, as did Catalina, at these plants and set them ablaze. After the party regrouped, they had a conversation about their intentions towards this place and chose to scout out as much as they could with Darius's drones before proceeding further. After doing so, they found some doors down a hallway, one that had a radioactive feed coming from behind one of them, and one that did not. So the party braved some more of the rocky formations of the dungeon, made their way to one of these doors, and Dr. Charles was able to use a lot of his effort to open two of them. The door that he opened last opened it into a very strange chamber that contains a 10-sided prism suspended over a gangplank with a door on the opposite side. This prism is separated into 10 different sections, and each section is gradually rotating and twisting amongst itself while venting very hot gas from a series of symbols that sit on each face of each rotating piece. Also seen is that beneath this peculiar prism, there is a large drop that could take the party to places unknown. And on a raised up gangplank, there is a panel that contains 10 levers. And that is what the party saw when they walked into this room. Now,
Sorry,
Dr. Charles, it's all good. Your timing is absolutely perfect.
excellent.
So, Dr. Charles and Lockie stand at the threshold of this door and see, and they can see within. But as the door opened, their suits, their vac suits, registered a considerable spike in heat radiating from this chamber. And all of you standing behind them in the room beyond, first Catalina and Dimitri, and then Darius, feel this immense wave of heat rush into you and past you. While your suits are able to keep you alive around this heat, you are now not being kept comfortable, and you begin to sweat quite profusely.
Serious question.
Yes.
How hot are we talking?
I don't know how much heat is in space.
Yep.
Not a lot. So the suits are designed as spacesuits, and
Right.
they do contain certain amounts of internal cooling to make
Are we at fry electronics stage yet?
You would be in the room that you're in. No.
Yeah.
If certain electronics get too close to the source of the heat, potentially.
Okay.
So be careful. But something does happen quite alarmingly and quickly as this door slides open. Darius, you have the drone that's sitting in between Dimitri and Catalina is the one that has the observation suite. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you looking through that, as soon as this door opens, you do begin to perceive kind of a rhythmic spike or like a thrumming of the gamma radiation you perceived coming from this door here up to this section, as well as from another source inside this room. And just as you notice this, Catalina and Dimitri, you feel kind of a shift in the door in front of you, as though it's about to close on you. What do you do?
Rush inside.
Goes through the door.
Okay. You two have got enough time to just quickly jump in and step across the threshold. Darius, as they jump in, you begin to see the sides of the door iris shut. You aren't sure if you're going to have enough time to jump through the door before it closes. Would you like to attempt it?
No, but I'll put a drone through.
Okay. So at that moment, you kind of panic and send drone one through.
Can I put a second one through, or is there nowhere near enough time?
Your two drones are both next to you, and they move at about the same speed as you, I believe.
Okay.
Or are they faster than you?
I think they're faster, but only slightly.
Okay, I think you probably have time. You can get the first drone in no problem. If you try and send the second one, it risks either not making it or being caught in the door. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I think I'll wait.
Okay. So as this door snaps shut, Darius, you can see that the vents in the ceiling kind of start to slide open, and you see the readout on your vac suit as some kind of system has kicked in to cool outside. Possibly in the hope of keeping all of the plant matter stored in this place from being vaporized by the heat.
Right, so the middle room that everyone's in is cooling.
No, the chamber that you're in, that's outside and is now separate from that shape, is cooling down because that room is connected to where all the plants are kept.
Okay. Yep.
It's possible that this system was in fact an airlock, but was used to keep the heat from getting to the rest of the facility.
Okay.
And now, Catalina and Dimitri, you turn to your side just in time to see that Darius is cut off from you.
Oh, it is.
Quick question.
Yep.
How long do you think we've been down here in the suits?
It's funny you should mention that. Everybody who is currently wearing a vac suit and has not been using and everybody who's wearing a suit all of a sudden gets a small chirping signature from their suits, which says, warning, 2 hours oxygen remaining.
Wait, these things have like timed. Of course, they've got timed oxygen. Why didn't I know?
Yeah,
there. Look, guys, I'm going to try and find another way around.
We can breathe the air here. We're just not sure what other pathogens might be in it.
Would you want to take your suit off in here?
Well, it's a
Not
little
in
bit
here, it's a
warm,
bit
and
warm.
radiation
Looking
might
at
be
the
a
suit, does it
bit
give
hot.
me a readout for what temperature it is inside the room?
I'd know. And
because I don't know what temperature electronics vaporizing is, I cannot actually give you a number.
look, it's high enough that you'll get heat stroke in about 3 minutes and probably die after that.
It is pretty warm. You're not at risk of passing out immediately, but so the temperature in the room is enough that you would probably be in a lot of trouble if you weren't wearing a suit. But in a suit, you are feeling maybe like 40 degrees.
Okay.
So it is highly
glad-
uncomfortable, especially for someone from Altus.
Yes,
I'm glad that I am just wearing my t-shirt.
The electronics will probably continue to operate okay up to about 120. After that, they're going to start melting.
Okay. That's good to
At
know.
least that's how modern computers work. So I'm
Then,
based it off that.
In the 1,000 years in between now and then, it's possible that they have developed a less meltable common circuitry material, especially if this technology is being used in space, and might be expected to like re-enter from orbit.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So I will accept that the room is hot, but as long as drones and tech, as long as drones don't get too close to the source of the heat, it's fine.
Hey, guys, I'm pretty sure the room I'm in is currently cooling down to try and protect the plants. If I wedge these doors open, we can probably kill all the plants to make going back safe.
If
Let's
you want
try
to
to
do
avoid
this,
that if at all possible.
Just a thought, if needed later. Anyway, I'm going to head over to the other door we saw and see if I can hack my way through to join up with you.
Okay, be careful though. You said radiation, no?
Yeah, well, I mean,
It
the
could
vac
be
suit
maybe
will protect you
generator?
from that.
So be careful.
Fair.
Okay. So
I'll head to here.
as you make your way up there, what would the rest of you like to do?
I'm going to walk into the room and have a look at, I'm going to move closer to these pillars or things and try and see what they are.
As you walk forwards, that exact point you're standing, you feel that that's probably as close as you could get to this large churning shape before you would be very uncomfortable or just legit experiencing heat stroke symptoms. The heat is permeating a lot.
from those. At
Yes,
that point, I step away from them.
Yeah. So
And I'll walk up the stairs instead.
yep.
Catalina
It's like
will
an exposed
kind
reactor
of follow
core.
behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lucky.
Yeah, I'd probably be following Dr. Charles up there as well, rather than go near the pulsating doom thing.
That's fair enough. Indeed.
Steve,
Okay.
would you like to check this door?
I can, but let me just have a quick look at what we've got here.
All of it. We have a door here. We have, I think, perhaps a door further down past whatever that thing that you were next to.
So, as I walk down here, this is another door.
Yes, this is another door.
And then
This is another door, and there is a door that's across the gangplank.
Okay, I'm going to go to this door first because, judging by the layout of how we've walked, this would be in the same area as the door that would lead back into the other hallway.
Okay,
So I'm going to reach out and try and open it.
Okay. As you reach out at about that time, Darius, you arrive at the door on your side, and you see that it looks quite similar to the design of the previous doors that have been opened successfully by Dr. Charles, though it does look a bit tougher, a bit bulkier. If you would like to make a tech roll, perhaps to see if there is any source of interface you can find to allow a hack, then by all means.
I can see a tech save.
Tech
post-tech?
This is not post-tech. This is
pre-tech.
I'd say the nearest thing is this would be SciTech.
SciTech. Cool.
Yeah.
Intelligence?
Intelligence.
10.
Nice.
Good heavens. Okay. You are able to see that the off to one side kind of beautifully blended into the frame of this door is a small panel. It looks pretty flush, but perhaps isn't as finely made as those chests that you found that had the really tight seams. You think if you had like a meta tool, you might be able to poke it in there, pop this thing off, and see what's inside.
I'm going to go quickly through my gear, and I am going to bet pretty strongly. Oh, I do have a meta tool. 6.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah, I got one. Now I'll whip that out and jam it in and try and shimmy it around a bit.
Just whip it
Sure
out,
thing.
jam it in,
Yep.
shimmy it around a
Yep.
bit.
Yeah, you know how it is, Alice.
I'd say with your previous role, you are able to pop this panel out. And Dr. Charles, please make me a 2d6 roll plus your skill in telekinesis and your wisdom. So I think it's 2d6 plus 1.
Yeah. I'm just going to roll the 2d6, so add the plus 1.
Cool.
10.
Okay. You are beginning to feel yourself, because first it was a 6. Or actually, no. First it was a 7, then it was an 8, and now it's a 10. You feel like you are growing more confident in the use of more force in your psychic powers. And while this, I think this taps you in terms of your available effort for the time being, you are able to open this door as well. Darius, as you are kind of as you are about to pull this panel free, you feel a shift coming from your observation suite drone.
Yep.
As Dr. Charles's door opens. Yeah. If you wish to, you can switch your perception over to that, and then you can see what's inside as well as him.
I will do that before I open the door.
Okay, sure thing. Allow me to do the thing. Reveal polygons. Whoop. Bum, 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 bum,
Rory?
bum. Yes, bum, bum, bum. Yes.
Catalina is going to go investigate these strange switches.
Okay then.
Just pull every second one.
I was going to say, Catalina, investigate with your eyes, not your hands.
Catalina is not stupid. She investigate with eyes, not hands.
So basically, I open the door and get blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light.
Yeah,
Kind of,
no, more like I start swearing over the comms profusely because I'm effectively using night vision through a drone with an observation suite on 8 different spectrums. Directly interfaced with my brain.
Just
Yeah.
okay. So what you see before you is quite a sight to behold. Previously, the filters that are part of your vac suits that kicked in response to you seeing that really bright light in the previous rooms reactivates, but not quickly enough before you guys get like a blast full of bright light. So you'll kind of feel a bit disoriented, and it takes you a second to really take in what's in the room. What you see is a mostly featureless room with doorways at the north, south, east, and west, and strange panels at the other 4 compass directions that seem to contain more tanks of that glowing liquid. In the center of the room, there is something that's quite beautiful. It appears to be a glowing blue tree, you think, except it's maybe not a tree. It looks a bit weird. It's like, imagine a tree made of glass that somebody is actively refracting, constantly moving blue light through the interior of. And held in the petals and the leaves of the top of this tree, kind of in a cup shape, there are a lot more of those weird blue spheres that you saw previously attached to the Mantis weapon. And so there's like dozens and dozens of these all held in this device, and sitting kind of at torso height around the trunk is some kind of a table that's kind of just floating there by itself.
I'm going to sort of be very intrigued by all these the glowing balls in the table. I'm going to walk up to it.
Okay.
Have a look.
As you step into the room and kind of look at your surroundings, the table that would normally be chest height to you gently lowers and adjusts to be a more comfortable height for somebody of your size.
I want the table.
And
I'm going to be like, interesting.
And as you approach the edge of the table, strangely enough, part of the glass that forms the tree kind of slorps out a perfect, crisp, clear sphere, and it just rolls across the table and comes to rest in front of you.
Are they like harvesting this shit?
I see.
Catalina, you have taken some steps away from the rest of the party and are examining these levers. They look hefty and formidable, like you might need to put a decent amount of force into moving them. But aside from that, that is just what they are. They seem to be designed so that you can push them away from you and pull them towards you. And there are just 10 of them lined up in a row across the length of this table.
Are they currently in any pattern, or are they all in one direction?
They are currently in the resting position, like standing straight up.
In the middle, okay.
Yes, in the middle.
Are there any symbols or any way that it correlates to the thing that's behind me?
Make me a tech sci-tech roll.
Oh, that's not going to be all too great.
We have to use intelligence. It's fine.
Let's see, where's that? Tech Sci-tech. Oh wow, I'm actually surprised because this game normally like rolls shit for me. So hey.
Okay. You actually begin to see the same kind of patterns that were noticed by Dr. Charles when he was first examining those beautifully made crates. And you can trace like beautifully intricately crafted lines of this silver metal running across the floor and through the ceiling. And as you take the time to examine this, you do see a correlation between each of these levers and each of the 10 segmented components of the churning device behind you.
Okay, so I can tell which ones connect to which.
It appears to be very straightforward where it is left to right.
But is there anything that like indicates the pattern or like what this is or what it does or what its function is or anything like that? So there's nothing that correlates to the symbols that are on the outside of the thing? Okay.
It just appears to be a series of levers that can twist these shapes in different ways.
It's a coded lock.
Darius,
Yes.
as you pull yourself away from this blinding view of your observation drone and kind of recompose yourself, you realize your hand is still kind of holding this panel partially open. And
Sorry.
Yes? And would you like to continue opening it?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Charles, I think I got another way into that room you're in.
As you crack it open, you see something quite similar to what you saw in the room beyond. It looks as though the weird tree trunk type shape is acting as some kind of cable, you'd say, running down behind the wall of this panel. And as you pull it away, you see another one of those clear, empty spheres mounted in the housing of the doorframe.
Oh, that's weird. Hey, guys, I think that tree is like powering the doors in here. Or at least those orbs are.
Yeah, I think those orbs are the power source. I mean, it looked like that's what they used on that weapon-like thingy.
Yeah, let me try something out. I don't have an I'm just gonna slap my data lab up against it and see if I can get any electrical current registered through it.
If you hold up your data lab and try and see if you can find any kind of current, you do not.
Nah, it's not electrical. I can't hack this. I can shoot the orb, I guess, but I don't know if that's going to blow up half the building.
I'd rather not find out.
Me neither. Hey, actually, there was one back the other way that was charged, wasn't it, on that weapon?
Yes, but
Yeah.
did we close the box?
Did you take... Oh, shit, you did too.
Yes.
Damn, I
They
can't open them.
Let me rest for a minute and I will open the door for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about this because you're our only way in and out, and now oxygen's getting low.
Well, we need to try and hurry up, but I need to rest because I can't do it anymore.
Well, hurry up and the rest then.
if you try and rest, it'll take you about 15 minutes to recompose yourself.
How long will it take for us to get out of here?
Considering how long it took you to get in, I'd say maybe, or depending on if you are more able to effectively navigate the rocks, maybe anywhere in between 15 minutes to an hour.
Yes, I think we're cutting it pretty fine.
We might have to go quickly recharge and then come back in.
We know there is more
Oxygen,
here to
please.
see. And we are not certain yet that this is secure, so probably best to go back, resupply, and come back.
All right.
Okay?
We're getting low on supplies. Also, it means we can pick up anything we might think we need for the next part of this stuff.
How are you going to do that?
Of what?
Currently, Darius is the only one who can get back to the ship. The rest of you are off.
Yes, we are. We need to open that door regardless.
Well, I've got the demo pack on me.
I've got Vesuvius.
Not to this room.
I can open the other door at the south side, but we're going to kill all of the plants by letting that heat out.
Let me just rest for a moment, and I will open the door.
All right.
Lucky's going to move over to those switches and just pull one towards him at random.
Okay. Which one?
I will roll a d10 to find out.
Okay.
Let us see.
I do not advise this course of action, though.
Experimentation. Science. Let's call it that. I pull lever 3 towards me.
That's not how it works.
You pull lever 3 towards you. You see that the third. Oops. I've chosen the wrong thing to click. The third one of these segments, as you pull it towards you, it slides, like that section slides one chunk away from you.
Yeah.
But aside from that, the heat being radiated remains the same.
All right.
Did
So
it make the
moves
path
6.
more easily accessible?
No. Also, I should say, Lockie, as you pulled it down, once it does the initial chunk once, it begins to give resistance and wants to snap back into its default position.
Okay. I figured that might be the case.
Okay. Will you let it?
Yes.
Okay. It snaps back upright.
Did the
That's
thing move again?
No. It moved once when he pulled the lever, but as it reset, it didn't move anymore.
That's interesting. If we lay like a log, forcing the alternating levers either way, we could probably separate the path out.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's too late.
So am I right in assuming that this piece here is now here?
Yes. So it has just twisted.
Oh, what happens if you do it again?
Let's find out. Pull.
Okay, you pull that one again. Nothing happens except the same twisting.
Okay, so it's still trying to pull back again.
Yes, so pull it down, goes ka-chunk, and then snaps back up once you've done it.
Yeah, nothing else. Let's try this one, and I'm going to move to the 5th one and push it up.
The 5th one and push it up. Okay, you push it away from you. Nothing really happens, except that segment also moves.
It moves up.
Yep, it moves up.
Yeah. All right. Clearly, it's a combination lock of some description. We need to find the code somewhere.
Give me a tick. With the observation drone, if I quickly scan over it, has the heat dropped or anything like that?
It doesn't look like it has, no.
Yeah, I
Hey,
don't think
Darius.
it's going to get colder until it's perfect.
Darius?
If we are doing experimentation, may I suggest going back to 3 and pulling it several times until it does a full circle? Maybe there is something new or different about one specific setting.
Very well.
Before you...
Sorry. Go.
Darius, before we do anything further, do you think you could use your drone to check the... like, where it is most worn out? So maybe we can see which is needing more move?
I can try, but I doubt I'm going to be able to get it any closer than I am. Can I see anything from here?
So you're trying to observe signs of wear?
Yeah, considering it can check facial expressions at 2 kilometers.
Yeah. Roll me a perception check with wisdom.
As he's doing that, is there any like symbols or anything on these levers at all, or around the levers or anything that make it?
not on or around the levers, but there are symbols on the large circular shapes. Or circular, but dectagonal.
It's a 9.
Okay, you do not notice any kind of particular wear or tear surrounding some of these. What you do notice is that the wear and tear exists on the walls.
Hang on, guys. I'm just going to have a look at this for a tick.
If you get the drone close and examine it, pieces do kind of begin to fit together because they are Mantis people. They can probably walk on walls, and you see evidence of that. So, were you a Mantis person, you could probably just circumvent this entire thing by walking on a wall and get to the door. So they probably didn't even consider this as an obstacle for them. It was just the most efficient way of constructing it.
Right.
And would just walk around it to get to the door beyond.
I don't know if there is a way to turn this off, guys. It looks like they just walked on the walls around it.
Well, I have one more insta panel we can put down and see if we can walk across gap.
I don't think that'll cover far enough.
I was gonna say, what kind of like railing or gap is between here?
The railing, it is, you assume, waist height for a mantis, so maybe about this big.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder height.
And the distance is about 3 meters.
Does it look like there's anywhere over here that I could potentially fire my grapnel to hook onto?
It's possible, though you are potentially concerned that getting that close to this device would be unbearably uncomfortable, even in your suit.
And so the green area is just bottomless hole, is it?
Yep, it just goes down and down and down, and as the heat and the mist that contains the heat pours out of these vents, it kind of cascades down and just goes away from your sight.
And how heavy does this thing look?
This large device, tons and tons and tons.
You know, I reckon we can probably, I could throw the primitive or the demo pack into the center and probably damage the bridge and have it collapse.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
I still like
That is the
Instapanel.
opposite of the best idea.
I still feel like Instapanel is good idea. It is 5 by 5 meter.
But we won't be able to get over to the other side due to the heat anyway.
As you guys are conversing, the entire thing just twists. Like as one, it is kind of slow. It's like slowly twisting, and it twists into a new configuration where the entire thing is kind of twisting towards you. Again, no change noted.
That's weird.
I want to try something.
Mm-hmm.
Completely at random, he's going to go along the line, pushing up or pulling down.
Okay, please tell me which ones you push up or down.
All right.
Up, up, down, down, left, right,
I was
right.
gonna say, there is,
Oh, this is going to be problematic because we're going to find the pattern later, and now we're going to have to remember it and reverse it.
what is the code to do roll again?
Left, right,
roll?
up, down, DA.
Slash roll space D something.
Okay. There you go. So the first two up and everything else down, apparently.
Okay.
I guess that's one way to randomize it.
Random.
I should probably be sensible about this. Hang on.
So starting from the left, he's just going to go up, up, down, 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 down. Practical problems require practical solutions.
Right now, try up, down, down.
Brute force it. How many possible combinations that could there possibly be, Charles?
It's 10 to the 2.
I was going to say you don't want that answer.
So
10.
when you, I assume you pull these all kind of in rapid succession.
Yeah, basically just going down the line one by one.
And as you allow them all to reset and the moves are concluded, you do notice a decrease in the heat being outputted by this new configuration.
Hey,
How
that
significant
worked.
a decrease?
Only a few degrees. You probably couldn't get more comfortably close to it, but it is going down.
Would I be able to recognize the pattern that they've just done and see if there's any correlation?
This is... I don't necessarily know that you would.
Down seems cooler.
Okay. Dr. Charles,
Lucky logic.
you're about 5 minutes into your rest, and you're just like watching them like aggressively pull levers, not knowing what to do.
Well, if
Yeah.
you keep rotating one and I scan it as you do it, we can probably find which orientation has the lowest for that part of the machine.
It is an idea.
Pull the lever, Locke.
Look, I'm not going to lie, this is just random guessing. I'm not doing any technical form to this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull the other two levers down.
Which ones?
Just
The first two.
You pull them both down.
Yeah.
Okay.
The temperature goes back up.
It does.
Damn it.
Lucky, can you push both of those levers again?
Sure, push them
Do
both
it
back
one
up
at a
again.
time. One at a time.
All right,
Not
I'll
both
push-
at the same time. One
I'll
at a
push the
time.
first one up and let it reset.
It's fine. There's no change.
I'll push the second one up, let it reset.
Okay. There's no change.
I think it may only change if you do whole sequence, maybe. And when you only do one, it might reset back to original.
All right. Well, new combination.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Up,
So
down, triple up, double down, up, down, up.
down, triple up,
Double down, up, down.
double down, up.
I don't see anyone else attempting to solve this.
I am going to be so upset
Honestly,
if we all die
Catalina
here.
was literally about to do the same thing. So you just beat me to it.
Honestly, Tim, I'm going to be more upset if this works.
Yeah, legit.
At this
It
point,
stays the same
let's.
temperature.
At this
Sorry, what
point,
was
Yes.
What was that? Sorry?
It stays the same temperature.
at this point, I'd say that Catalina's actually just helping Lockie push and pull levers.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I reckon that we've got to explore the rest of this place first.
Why not pull them all down?
Tried that, didn't work.
No, you did not.
Oh, you mean like all at once? All right, pull them all down at once.
Okay, pull them all down at once. Lots of aggressive chunking going on. The temperature stays the same.
I'm worried I'm going to break this thing before we find the answer.
Try
great
one by one formation. Maybe up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Okay,
Try
let's
that.
try it. All we can do is try.
Okay.
Wait. If there is a password somewhere, look like under a desk or something. Rigby was dumb enough to always put his password under the desk.
Well, what is room
I
here?
have questions.
What is room here?
You do not actually know.
But is door, da?
Yep.
Is there a way to open door?
Charles, do you open sesame?
It's about 10 minutes into your rest now, Charles.
5 more
Not
minutes.
yet.
5 more minutes.
Give me 5 minutes.
5 more minutes, Mom.
Okay.
Charles, do you want me to blow the bottom door? I can do it.
No, because we don't want to damage the rest of the facility. We
It'll
need to make it
just
safe,
damage
and
the
the only way we
plan.
can make the rest of the facility safe is by being able to lock this part of the facility once we leave.
Okay, I want to try one. I want to go down, up, down, 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 and then the rest up.
Okay.
Can you write these all down so that we can see the combinations you've done?
Down.
Up,
Up.
down, 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 the rest up. So a Fibonacci sequence.
Are you trying to social engineer Rory here?
It
Yes, he is.
heats back up again.
Oh, it gets hotter?
It gets hotter again.
All right.
Do the
And I bet
reverse
you
of
Rory
that.
did that out of spite.
Do the
No,
reverse
you-
of that.
Actually, wait a second. No, I misread this. Actually, no. No, it's fine. It gets hotter.
Do the reverse of that.
All right. I will do the reverse.
Okay. Say again.
So,
2,
Up,
1, 1,
down, down,
2, 2, 2.
up, all down. Charles is probably just sitting there like, oh my
Same
god.
temperature.
God damn.
Loki,
Maybe if you heat it up enough, it'll explode. Do the Fibonacci
Look-
sequence a few more times.
Loki,
Look-
try
looking
the
at
first
the-
one you did first
room
and
that
see
I'm
if it
in.
works again.
Yeah.
Is there any clues or anything, any writing on the walls that might have some idea as to what the puzzle solution might be?
All you can see in this room before you is that weird clear sphere sitting on the desk.
What are the symbols on the machine?
You would like to focus your attention
Yes.
more on them?
Yes,
Okay.
I would like to have a look at those.
As you go towards them and kind of have a closer look, with Pim also speculating, just make me a general intelligence? Yeah.
A general intelligence roll.
Could Catalina go and help? Or, like, go and also do the
You
same
could-
thing?
You certainly can.
So just an intelligence roll.
Yep, just an intelligence roll, or perhaps if you have science or
Yeah, I've got science.
I have science.
bureaucracy, maybe.
Oh yeah, science is going to go real well for Lucky.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's- oh god, I actually did well.
okay.
With negatives.
Well, unfortunately for Catalina and Lockie, you do begin to examine it, but just as you think you're gaining headway, Pim just announces, "I've got it," because Pim, you notice something quite peculiar about the way this is configured. It appears that there's no real that the symbols on the very left and very right don't look like much of anything. They're just kind of scratchy, but the second and third ones kind of appears to go in a pattern. So the same 10 symbols are on the second, third, fifth, sixth, eighth, and ninth.
So the second, third, fifth, sixth, eighth, and ninth.
Yes, they each contain the same symbols in the same order, but are spread out and are at different configurations based on what's been going on.
Same symbols at 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. I am unsure as if this is correlative with anything, but perhaps we should try that sequence and leave the other levers away.
Is
All
it
right,
possible?
up or down?
Try up first?
Try pulling towards. It appears that primarily when we go towards us, the temperature drops.
Knowing that the numbers are there now, you said that they've got the same set of numbers, but they're in different orders.
Like these ones that correlate together, basically they could be functionally identical as each other. Each of them are in different.
Yeah, so, for example, one might show 4 closest to us, and another one might show 6 closest to us, for example.
Yes, but they're in the same order and the same layout. Yes.
Interesting.
Dr. Charles, you've had your rest.
I need to stop thinking intelligently as a not intelligent person.
Brute force it, man. Brute force it.
2, 3, 5, 6,
One thing
8,
I am going
9.
to do is I'm going to take that orb that came out.
You're going to take it.
Yes.
Okay. You stand up, kind of stretch yourself, and go, "Oh boy, that felt good." You walk up, you reach out, and you grab the orb. As soon as you do, you feel a rush inside your brain, and your consciousness is kind of pulled away from your body. Like those viewing this would just see that Dr. Charles is just standing there, locked in exactly the same position he was in when he touched the orb. But you feel your consciousness kind of connecting with this tree, and all of a sudden you just rush towards it, and after kind of like a stomach churning, like space tunnel sequence of all these flashing lights rushing by you, you find yourself arriving in somewhere new. You are kind of floating in this mysterious space. You look down. It's your hands. You're wearing your regular clothes. No spacesuit, and you see before you this blue tree. It looks a lot more like a tree in here, and all those leaves that were holding those orbs aren't holding orbs anymore, but do appear to have like small specks sitting on top of each of them individually. And as you kind of float there, you feel like if you wanted to, you could will yourself to move around this space.
I'll sort of at first call out and just go, "Hello, is anyone there?"
Everybody, you hear... Wait, are you calling with your mouth or with your mind?
I do with my mind, because I've probably had conversations with psychics before,
Yes, probably.
and I don't really like it, but I know how to do it.
Yes. You know what mental muscles to flex to get to that point. So
Yeah.
you reach out with your mind, and you hear, "Hello. It appears you are a new user. How may I help you?"
Where am I?
You are for the time being one with the collective.
Right. How long have you existed here?
Unfortunately, I may not answer that question without appropriate authorization. Please disclose the password.
Ah. That unfortunately I do not know.
Would you like a hint?
It would be helpful.
Okay. All at once, you feel something reach into your brain further and kind of start shoveling through old memories. It's being done quite quickly, but still elegantly. And all of a sudden, you are standing in a surgical gown in the middle of surgery back on Alfdis.
Well, that's different.
You look down and part of you remembers this. It's like you've been in this situation before, but there's something that's keeping you from remembering what happened next. So you know you're in a memory, but something is keeping you from the resolution. And as you kind of look up, you are standing in front of one of your colleagues. He says, "No, no, no. You're getting this all wrong. Just step aside. I will finish the surgery."
I'm getting this wrong?
Yes. As you kind of glance around and regard yourself, you look up and see a chunk of your eyes visible through like the cap and the mask and everything, and you look, and just based on that, you look about 5-10 years younger than you are currently. So this is a younger version of yourself, still in training, performing this surgery. And the person in front of you just says, "Look, I know you're still learning, but I can do this. You aren't qualified yet."
I take a step back and let the memory keep playing out.
Okay. The memory, you kind of go to take a step back, and as soon as you do, you are yanked from the memory, and you are once again floating in this tree. So, what's the password?
Well, that was unexpected to say the least. Would it have something to do with my teacher?
Is that the password? That you are submitting to me? Your teacher?
The word teacher, yes.
I'm sorry. That password is incorrect.
I'm not sure what your hint was meant to be, playing around with my memories like that. But
I'll stop you there. We'll cut away from that. Yes. Catalina, Lucky, and Dimitri, and also Pim, you didn't see Dr. Charles say anything about what he was doing. He just stood up and did it. For all you know, he's still resting, and you're just happy as Larry playing with his lead.
Oh, it's okay. We have no idea. We just pull levers. Yeah. So wait. So Pim.
Was like...
So Pim.
No idea.
Which one did you say had same again? We all pull them down, duh? We try. You don't know if we don't try, yeah?
Are you referring to me?
Before we pull any levers, I want to look at number 2 and number 3 and see what order the symbols are currently in and like where they are. So like, is number 2 facing towards us, and number 3 facing towards us, kind of thing.
As you look at 2 and 3, all of those symbols are currently lined up with one another.
Okay, so those ones actually...
Yeah, side by side, each symbol is the same.
Yeah, and then looking at like 4 and 5... Sorry, 5 and 6?
They are different.
Are those two the same to each other or different to each other?
They are maybe 2 apart. If you were to pull 6... if you were to pull 6 down twice, then those 2 would slide and be the same symbol.
Okay, so that's what I was getting at. So it does change it. Okay, interesting. So we need to work out what those numbers are.
Darius, you've been quiet for a while, and
yeah, I'm just sort of sitting on the other side of the door, just starting to get confused.
Yeah, because your drone can see Dr. Charles. Like, he was talking to you. Then he stood up, touched the orb, and stopped.
Hey, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look now, but Charles is doing something weird.
What do you mean weird? He's always weird.
No, this is. I'm gonna fly up with the drone and like study facial expressions.
Okay. They are quizzical, curious, contemplative,
Ah,
and static. Like he had an expression, and now his face is just in that expression.
shit. Lockie, how thick are your power gloves?
Pretty thick, why?
No, it probably won't do. If it worked through his vac suit, it'll work through your gloves. I think he's out at the moment.
It's okay. You guys keep pulling levers. I will work with Darius to figure out what's wrong with Charles. I don't know what's happening here.
I'm gonna go over to the other door.
Yep.
I assume it looks very similar to the other ones. It probably requires a psyker to be able to open them.
Actually, this door looks to be a bit different.
Ooh.
It doesn't seem to have any of the fine filigree patterns in this door, but it does. Well, not in like a spiral configuration. If you and Kathleen have been conversing about this, then the same patterns that led from the levers to these to the big shapes, those patterns flow from this door across the room and continue on into the chamber where Dr. Charles is now.
Interesting.
Catalina's gonna go over to Charles.
Okay. As soon as you enter the room, the tree deposits another clear sphere onto the table.
I'm. Darius, it looks
Yeah.
like Charles is holding something, and
Yeah.
the thing he's holding. Can you see what is happening here? The tree
Well,
just put another one out for me, I think.
Yeah, don't touch it. The last time he did it, he stopped speaking to me.
Hmm.
Can you like make a hammock out of your jumper and throw it over it or some shit?
She's
Oh,
wearing a vest.
yeah. But do you have something to like knock it out of his hands?
Let
Use
me
the
try
bastard,
something
right?
else. I'm gonna walk up to Charles and put my hand on his shoulder, and just
Okay.
say, Charles, are you there?
Dr. Charles, you feel her hand and you hear her voice, though it's kind of quiet and distant in the back of your mind. You have been consciously focusing on this, but as she addresses you, you think if you wanted to, you could just leave.
Charles?
But I'm not sure if it'll let me back. So I'm like, I'm going to try and use my actual voice to just say, I'm fine. There's something more here that I need to find out.
That's
Okay. Yes, Kathleen and everybody, you hear him say that, though it sounds a bit slurred. Like, it's fine. There's some things I need to figure out.
okay. That's all well and good, Charles,
Okay.
but like
Are you
we're
drunk?
running out of oxygen.
Can I hear Darius as well?
I'm over
If
comms, so
it overcomes, then yes, you can hear Darius. It's also quiet and muted, but you can hear him too.
I will try to be quick. Just give me a minute. Just don't touch the orb in my hand, okay?
The
I
tree
won't.
gave me
My
my
dilemma-
own one.
Well, having help in here might not hurt.
Do you think it's safe for me to do? I'm not psychic like you are.
My powers are quite a bit different.
Well, I guess there's nothing else to do but try, I suppose. And against her better judgment, she's going to touch
Mhm.
the orb.
Okay, you
like
You reach out and touch the orb, and you experience a similar mind-bending, reality-ripping, tunnel vision kind of fly through space experience. And after that, you are gently deposited into the same space that was seen by Charles. You are also in your regular clothes. You can see your body. You can will yourself to move if you want, and you can see Charles floating next to you.
Oh, hey, doctor. This is weird.
Ah. Yes.
This kind of
Neat.
makes me feel a bit dizzy.
Tree.
Hello.
It has that effect the first couple of times it happens.
Ah. Well,
How
I
can I
must
help you?
admit this is the first time I speak to Tree. Or at least first time Tree speak to me.
Yes, it's the same here. It's interesting. I'm not sure what it is. It's from what I can tell, it was created by the race that was here beforehand. But yes, I'm trying to ask it questions, but it's asking for a password. And
Password? What do you
I'm
mean?
not-
What?
yes,
Tree, why do you need
It's-
password?
It is required to gain entry
To where?
to the collective.
So maybe it's like a library.
that's
Do you know the
close.
password?
That's
In my head. This makes me very confused.
Do you know the password?
No, I don't know the password. Where might I
Would you
find the
like it?
password?
Would you like a hint?
Sure. She's very
Okay.
suspicious because she has no idea what's happening and Charles hasn't enlightened her.
Okay. Catalina and Charles, you are both all of a sudden ripped from this place where you are standing. And Catalina, you feel a delving into your own brain. And all of a sudden, you are standing in your father's factory on Harpona.
where are we?
Catalina, you are your teenage self as you kind of examine the clothes you're wearing and the size of yourself. You're maybe like 15, 16 years old.
I looked
Dr.
down
Charles.
and recognized my shoes, like they were
Mhm.
iconic at that age.
And your father, Felix, tall man, is standing next to you with a tabloid newspaper tucked under his arm and is leading you towards part of the workshop. Dr. Charles, you are in that part of the workshop that Catalina is being led towards, and it takes you a moment, but you recognize her. You kind of regard yourself. You are yourself, but you are a much burlier version of yourself. You're wearing workers' fatigues and are holding a large hammer on a stick.
This is not my normal tools. What is going on?
Catalina,
At that point, I just watch Catalina to let it play out and see what happens.
yep, Catalina, your father kind of leads you towards this group. There are several other people standing in a circle, and in the center of the circle, there is a large robotic hand that's kind of mounted to the floor that is holding a piece of metal. He says, "Now, Catalina, it is time to learn a very important trick of the smithing trade.
Da, Papa?
I trust you'll do well at this. It is time to learn about precision and collaboration." He kind of he picks up another one of these hammers on a stick and hands it to you and says, "Okay, you strike the metal. He then strikes the metal. Then he strikes the metal." And he's pointing out people in a circle. And effectively, he is describing the motion of you swing, then they 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 swing, and so on and so forth. A large collective, ting, 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 where we all work together and hammer on the same piece of metal at once.
She'll pick up a hammer and go to do what the says.
Okay, he says, "Okay, now begin. Catalina and Charles, can you both make me strength athletics rolls?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh wow. That's double sixes.
That's something I'm
Very
good at.
nice.
I didn't do-
Okay.
Wasn't horrible.
You didn't ruin
not
my
bad.
dream. Cool.
So you perform the first strike, Catalina. Ching! Right on target. Second guy, also on target. Third guy on target. Fourth guy, who is Dr. Charles, makes a swing. He's a bit early and almost collides with his neighbor, but he impacts. Then it's hit by the fifth guy and the sixth guy. Catalina and Dr. Charles, please roll again.
Oh.
Okay.
Close.
I just
Fuck,
rolled
tell me
double
12.
sixes again.
Good heavens. Ching,
Yeah, you're
ching,
doing
ching,
really
ching,
well.
ching, ching. One more successful go through, Dr. Charles. You're feeling a bit self-conscious about this and aren't doing as well as everybody else, but you think you're able to manage it. And as this is being done, the hand that's holding the metal is making gentle adjustments, so that as you strike, it's striking different parts of the metal. Please make one more series of rolls.
Oof.
No.
Oh no. Okay. Catalina, you complete another impact. Two more hits successfully, Dr. Charles. Your blow lands on the thumb of this robotic hand and kind of cracks and kind of cracks the metal portion of it as you kind of like stagger off to the side with your hammer. And at this point, Felix kind of steps forward and says, "No, oh, okay, Catalina, that was so good.
Thank you, Papa.
Anthony, please stay off the vodka on the work night, da?
Yes, sir.
That was such a good job, Catalina. I'm so proud of you. It was so good.
Thank you, Papa. It wasn't too hard. It was actually quite easy and fun.
Exactly. And at that moment, as you're full of all these warm feelings about your dad, you are very unceremoniously ripped out of the moment and pulled back into the tree. As are you, Dr. Charles. And the tree says, "Now, what's the password?"
Collaboration?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of opens up, and this thing that was preventing you from gaining access kind of disappears and peels back to grant you access to the tree.
I'm amazed you guessed that.
Catalina's just like, I don't like this place.
You got to see your dad though. It was nice.
She loved it. That's why she hates it. She wants to go back
You
there.
make
She
me
doesn't ever want to
feel
come
things.
back.
Fuck you.
I want to see my dad. Big guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her family is full of giants.
At that point, I'm just sort of like, Catalina, what was that?
What was what?
The factory and the hammering.
It's just something back home.
Okay. That was weird.
No, he is actually quite normal at home. Maybe ask me later. We don't have a lot of time. But
True.
Let's cut back to Lockie and Dimitri. You two are both still standing vigilantly by these levers and just messing around.
I have some questions that I asked, but I'm not sure if you saw. So, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9 all have symbols between, like, 10 symbols. They're in different orders currently. And then 4 and 7 have different sets of symbols that don't match with each other either.
Yep.
And then 1 and 10 just have kind of scratches on them. They don't seem to have symbols.
Yes. As you pulled 1 and 10, they rotated the thing in its entirety instead of moving individual components.
Okay. And 4 and 7, how many symbols, different symbols do those two have?
4 and 7, 4 has 4 different kinds of symbols on it. There are 2 of 2 different kinds of symbols and 3 of 3 different kinds of symbols. So there's 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. And 7 has 6 symbols are the same, and then there's 4 more ones which are unique.
Okay.
No idea.
Yeah, without a visual, this makes it very hard.
Well, I can't show you the visual because that would spoil the whole thing.
Yes, that's why I'm doing it in Paint.
Oh, okay.
Because it is literally so 4th had, you said, 4 different symbols.
Yes.
But you said that some of them were similar as well?
Yes, some are the same as each other. There are yes.
So there's like multiple symbols, but some of them are the same symbol
Multiple times, yes.
repeated. Okay, but there's 4 unique symbols. Okay.
Yes.
And across the entire thing, is there any symbol that is on all of them?
No.
Okay. And what is the current symbol order of the ones that are the same?
What do you mean?
You said 2 and 3 were in the same order currently.
So are you asking what it would take to make all of all the ones that are the same be displaying the same symbol?
Yes. So
Okay.
if we assigned like a number 1 to 10 to them, what would their current numbers be?
Okay. If you assigned the current configuration as 1, then it is 1 1 unknown 8 6. Oh god. Hang on.
Bamboozled. Bamboozled.
Bamboozle! It's because this is I made this too difficult for myself.
Did you overthink this?
Hey,
Eyes on the
Ash.
bingo, people.
Ash, Rodney's saying you should share your paint instead of your face so that he can see what's going on.
No, it's got my bingo card on the head.
Oh god. Yeah, so if so 1 1 9 7 8 3.
Alright, and then there is 4 and 7, which have different sets of unique symbols.
You're not sure what they mean.
Alright, there has to be a clue somewhere. Because that makes 0 sense without it.
Okay. Yes. Pim, or perhaps even Darius, have you any insights?
To which
Or thoughts?
I honestly I wasn't paying enough attention to know the order and maintain the order in my head.
That's fair enough. It's quite weird.
I
As you
might
can-
have some insight, but
1 1 unknown 8 6 1 1 9 7 8 3 on livers 2 3 5 6 8 9, whereas 4 and 7 4 having 4 symbols and 7
okay.
having
Do-
yeah.
numbers.
This is a lot.
I need a picture of it, to be honest, but
Fair enough. Maybe this is too difficult, you guys. I'm sorry.
Without any idea what the fuck we're doing, yes.
I can't keep track of that in my head.
I
That's
think
all.
it's more a lack of visual aid which is making this challenging.
That's okay.
Can
I don't
you
know.
repeat what 4 was again? Sorry.
4
So there's 4
was,
different numbers, but what was the quantities of each one?
4 was 9 in that regard.
Sorry.
4 would be 9.
No, 4 was the multiple sets. I think you mean 5 is 9?
Oh yeah, 5 was 9. The current position for 4 is one of the symbols that appears 3 times.
No, sorry. What I was asking is, what was the amount of symbols again? So there was 4 different symbols, but what was the quantity of each symbol again?
Okay, so there are 3 of 2 different symbols and 2 of the other 2 kind.
Okay. And 6 was 6 of the same symbol and 4 different symbols.
That was 7, but yes.
Sorry, 7. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh boy. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all good.
Ash, it might actually help us if you shared your paint instead of your face, because then the rest of us could be in on what you're doing. Because we're all struggling because we have no visual aid.
Puzzle in front of me, I might actually have a chance at solving it. But keeping track of that many numbers, totally impossible.
All right.
You say that, but I'm keeping track of that many numbers.
In your head,
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping track of the numbers is not a problem. It's putting it down onto a visual aid to see how you could adjust it.
I couldn't possibly retain any of this information. That's why I went off to help Charles. Without visual aid, there is no way I could do that.
That's why I went off to get a painkiller.
I love that Ash, who is playing the dumbest character but out of character, is the one person who is committed enough to solving this to actually try.
I am a puzzle solver by nature, so this is beautiful.
This is literally written for Ash, not Lockie, but Ash. He loves this.
Yeah.
not feeling math puzzles tonight, so that's just me.
I'm trying to work it out in my head.
As you are doing this puzzling, the entire thing kind of shifts by itself once more, and it remains the same. Actually, I think at this point in the time you're taking to do all this, it would be about to shift a second time, and when it does, chunk, the heat goes away entirely.
Remember that combination. Remember that combination.
Yeah, what is the current code numbers?
Oh boy. The current code numbers by your current metric would be 331905. And so now you think if you were to potentially walk across this thing, you probably could. At least for now.
Yeah, Lockie has the most likelihood of surviving it because of the power armor, so I think Lockie will just make a beeline to the other side.
Okay. You just take off running and start trying to cross this.
Yeah.
And at that, I think we're going to take a break because it's about 8:05.
And I will
Halfway across it turns and he falls into the abyss.
I made the puzzle too hard, guys. I'm sorry.
It's not hard. It's just if we had a visual aid, it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, from what I'm gathering, I think I've got a few guesses as to how it would be solved, but I can't experiment without a visual aid.
The other thing is, there's obviously a key that we have not found.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
too, it's really hard to crack a code in your
Like,
head.
is it on the wall?
didn't stop me from trying.
Oh,
Fair enough.
sure, one with 12 parts. Sorry, one with 12 levers with different
10
numbers
levers.
of symbols of different kinds on them.
Yeah,
10
no,
levers.
3 sets of was it 4 sets of 3, and
I've got
It's a lot. But yes, we'll go for a break, and we'll come back in about 10, 15 minutes, and we can carry on.
Okay. Also, everyone,
Okay.
enjoy the thingamabob that I made. Yeah.
Beautiful visuals.
And in the meantime, I will share my screen with the players.
Okay.
please.
Okay, we are back for more potentially too complicated puzzles. Okay, Lockie, you are sprinting. Can you please make me an athletics roll with strength?
I can do that. Whether or not I can succeed it is another story.
Do it, nerd.
Athletics, strength. Bah! Bah!
Okay. As you begin to aggressively beat feet towards this thing, you notice that when this thing was radiating heat, the shape was rotating rather slowly. Now that it's not radiating heat anymore, it's twisting more quickly. So you do need a certain amount of haste to get across this thing. And as you sprint across, right towards the end, your foot almost slips on the very end one, and you almost tumble, but then you jump across and land on the other side.
Take no
Ooh,
chances.
yes.
I suggest we break the door down.
Looking at the door, does it look like
Omnipotent?
it requires
what's the other one?
a... Vesuvius. Does it look like it requires a Psyker to access?
It looks like it requires access to the glowing chamber to open this door.
Okay, so there is actually some kind of way to open it from there.
Yes, and as you stand there examining it, the system continues to twist, and you think it's about to switch over to the next configuration.
Alright. For the moment, I'm going to press myself up as close as I can up against the door.
Okay.
And over the comms, I'm going to try and contact Charles and Catalina.
Okay. You are able to do so.
Hey, looks like in your room there might be, I don't know, the wiring seems to go there. You think there's a way you could get the door open?
I'm just going to address the machine tree thing. Can you open the door?
Fuck's sake. I got back on my phone.
Okay. Charles and Catalina, you are still suspended in this mysterious tree place. Catalina asks about the door, and that voice that was asking for the password says, "Yes, you need to speak to." And
Proceed.
and the voice says, "Would you like to speak to them?"
No, I just wish for the door to be open.
That is their responsibility.
Right. Do they speak in this common tongue?
They are able to communicate with you.
Okay. Sure, bring them forward.
Okay, as you say that, you are kind of pulled towards the tree. You flow up its branches and are eventually gracefully deposited onto one of these leaves. And floating, and kind of standing before you, is a representation of one of these mantis creatures. They do indeed stand about 3.5 feet tall. This individual, you wouldn't even know where to begin in terms of figuring out how to tell a difference between these things. But he is kind of also glowing this weird blue color, and his skin appears to be this unusual translucent material. So it looks like the tree does, but in the shape of a mantis instead. And it glides down and lands in front of you and says, "Hello. How may I help you?"
I'm really starting to get sick of this.
We were wondering if you'd be able to open the door
Please.
at the end of the bridge, please.
Why do you wish for the door to be opened?
So that our friend doesn't get fried to crisp?
Inside.
Oh. Does your friend not understand how the heat exhaust works?
Apparently not.
No, they apparently did not want to wait.
And he's not currently carrying his heat shield.
No.
We do not have one at the moment. No.
Well, then I suggest he walk on the wall to safety.
He does not have disability.
No?
No.
Oh, you are not Hola.
I am.
I did wonder. I did wonder why you've chosen these forms.
We are bipedal. We are not of your species. We are different, but we are here. Could you
And your
assist us
friend-
or not?
And your friend, who is currently trapped on the opposite side, is unable to leave. He is stuck and fears being injured by the heat.
This is
We
correct.
think it's about to keep rotating so the heat turns back on.
Okay. Lockie,
Yes.
at this point, the heat exhaust, we shall call it, as it's been said by this Hola, has just shifted onto its next configuration. It goes chunk, and you kind of brace in anticipation of feeling heat, but none comes.
It's just a moment of, bugger.
Oh my god! And at that, the voice says, "I will be able to do this for you. Please stand by." And he kind of concentrates, and you can all see that from the tree, all those beautiful silver inlays kind of spark blue, and a pulse goes from the tree across the wall to the door, and the door slides open.
This place
Fuck
gives me
me.
the creeps.
Proceed.
Maybe they can open
I
all
don't know
of
what it's
them.
going to be. Thank you.
Okay, you run through.
Yes.
Head in.
Very quickly, while I'm doing that, I'm like, can you open the other door to this chamber as well? I've got a friend on the outside that wants to get in. And he was shut out.
I see that there are 3 doors to this chamber. To which door are you referring?
All
The
of
one
the
that
above.
leads to the east.
Open all the doors.
The door to the east, of course. And this door slides open. Because that's what east is.
Okay, there was no compass here, so I wasn't sure.
I assume that the north is up. Yes, this door.
Oh, sorry, west.
Yes, but you know,
My brain's not working.
this door opens all the same. Ka-chunk.
Oh dear.
Charles, I think you meant west.
So I did. It has been a long
West?
day.
It
Yes,
seems.
there was a door open, please.
It seems. I am not able to open that door without putting this facility at risk. The door to the south must be closed first.
You can do that if
Oh,
If
that
you
is
wish,
acceptable.
I can open it once I'm out of here. I just can't open it at the time. Not while I'm
Just
stuck.
lock Dimitri in there. All good.
Yep. So this door slams shut, and yes, it does just leave Dimitri and one of Darius' drones kind of unceremoniously going, what? And Darius,
Slightly confused, like I have wall of levers in front of me, and I'm surrounded by closed doors.
and the door separating Darius from this room snaps open, and you can step inside if you want.
Oh, hello.
3 or no, not 3.
Yeah. So Darius, you still see them standing here, touching,
Catalina, you've got to focus on using your mouth, not your
Yes.
mind to speak.
and
It's strange.
Yeah. and Darius, as you walk in, another orb is ejected from the tree and rolls to a stop on the edge of the table.
Nope. I'm just gonna look at it for a bit, look at them, shrug, and walk into the next room.
Okay. As you walk into the next room, you actually don't have the drones with you that would indicate this information, but essentially you are standing up on a raised gangplank that kind of wraps around this side of the room and slopes down to kind of a factory floor beneath. Standing in the center of that room, kind of dominating the space, is this large octagonal tank that seems to contain a more vibrantly energetic form of that liquid that you saw running through the pipes. And if you kind of squint and look through it, it looks like there is a second tank inside that tank that contains a weird greeny liquid instead.
Okay.
And this room also feels quite warm. Not uncomfortably, but you feel, but the suit's heat sensor is spiking a bit more.
What's our oxygen at?
At this stage, I'd say you guys have used about half an hour of oxygen. So you have an hour and a half left.
Yeah, we've got like 15 minutes before we have to go.
Spooky, colorful tree in my head. Are you able to control the air filtered into this facility?
That is not my responsibility, no. I control the doors.
Do you know the current chemical compounds that are in the air other than oxygen?
Of course. And he lists off all the regular things that are present in the air, including carbon dioxide, nitrogen, some other trace elements, and...
That last one! What is that?
I can't. I gotta mute.
You broke him, Rory.
It is a microscopic aerosolized alloy.
Is it poisonous to us?
What are you?
Humans.
I'm unfamiliar with this species, so I cannot answer that question.
How long have you been here?
I do not know.
Charles, we don't have time for this.
Do you want to quickly
on the
close
radio.
the western door and open up the southern door again?
Rory,
Or
Yes?
could you teach me how to do it?
can I hear them talking on the radio?
We're not talking on the radio.
No,
They are talking with their minds at the moment.
But I am gonna ask the thingamabob to open this door. Can you open the northeast door to the weird chamber to our south?
He says, that would require me closing the western door to this chamber.
That is fine. Our friend is
Okay.
stuck in the other room.
So this door snaps shut, so you guys are sealed off, and this door opens up. So Dimitri, as you're standing there, doors are snapping open and closed, and the door to your right slides open, and you hear and you can see that Darius is just standing up on this gangplank.
Morning.
Charles, I don't know how to talk out loud. Can you tell them that we're controlling the doors, kind of?
Lockie, you notice that the unusual shape slides to its next configuration, and heat begins to pour back out again.
Okay. Looking around this room I'm in, what is in here?
This room looks extremely similar to the previous chamber you passed through. It's pretty nondescript. It does contain some carvings on the wall, like the ones you've seen previously, and there are also vents towards the top of this room that previously sprayed that pinky purpley powder on you and Dr. Charles.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Also, there's a door.
Is there like lockers or something to the north and south of me?
No, those are just parts of the wall that have the engravings on them.
Ah, okay, cool. And the door in front of me, that looks quite substantial in comparison to the other doors.
It does. It's probably also controlled by the computer.
It's just a table with a big button on it in front of us.
Hey, Catalina, Charles, you think you could open the next door?
And shut the door behind us. I would like to protect Lucky's well-being.
Let me ask.
My
Can you
ass.
activate the airlock chamber to the southeast?
Be an airlock chamber.
So, and that occurs. I will. But before it happens, Darius and Dimitri, yes, before you, there is kind of a raised platform that might be like a control panel. It again sits quite high on you, so if you look at it, it's kind of just peering over. But it appears to have a small cluster of both blue and clear spheres on this weird array, just mounted on the top in the center.
More psycho shit.
Not likely. Probably something to do with that pool or tank down there on the floor.
So, but I don't really need to know what's inside it. Let's just wait for the others to stop screwing around in their own heads.
They say that if you say something enough times that it'll come true. On the other side of this door is a grav tank. On the other side of this door is a grav tank. On the other side of this door is a grav tank.
Lucky's gonna be grav tank, grav tank, grav tank, grav tank.
Okay. The door behind you snaps shut, and for a moment the temperature in the chamber you're in stabilizes and becomes more comfortable. Then, in the room before you, you see.
This is how we die.
A grab tank. We see a grab tank.
With its cannon aimed at you.
The door snaps open, and you can see large carpeted mats on the floor in front of you immediately. A series of tables set side by side that are also quite high. And on the far end of the chamber, you can see to the north there is a door. Mm-hmm. To the south, there appears to be some kind of pool of water.
I like how you're avoiding the very
yes. And here, and here, you see mounted turrets. While in the center of the room, there appears to be something that looks not dissimilar to the insect that you fought upon initially entering this place, but it appears to be a machine instead.
The moment I see gun turrets and stuff, I'm gonna run and throw myself up against the wall up here to the north, immediately into cover.
Okay.
Would I be able to do a tertiary look at the turrets to see if they're active?
You don't. It's not difficult to see that the turrets are not active. They're currently kind of sagged down and aiming at the ground. But the door opening does cause this large beetle mech to kind of lumber forward a few steps and announce, "Please identify."
In English?
No, you actually feel it in your mind.
Oh God, no! Lucky's with that.
It's just.
Please
identify.
We are a friend to the Mantis people.
Wait, would Pim actually be able to hear it?
It is being targeted at consciousnesses in that direction,
Okay.
so both Pim and Lucky can hear it. Whether or not they're able to respond in kind is...
Well, Pim can attempt. Lucky is freaked out.
Indeed. So, Lucky's curling in the fetal position going, "It's in my head, it's in my head, it's in my head."
I'm going to transmit out loud through speakers.
Okay.
We are friends to the Mantis people, similar psychic race.
I do not understand the noises you are making. Please identify.
Blarp.
I'm just gonna call out and think in my mind at the same time as hard as I possibly can. I mean no harm.
You are trespassing. Please identify.
Charles, Can you please talk to said whatever it is you are talking to about a giant mantis bot that isn't a grav tank?
Okay. At this point, I think I'm going to have to ask you guys to roll for initiative.
Oh dear.
There's only one initiative. Like, go, Lucky, go.
Yeah, but you are kind of like things are happening and could potentially be happening a bit quickly. So people need to have time to do their own thing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. No, wait.
Oh dear.
So that's,
Are we all rolling or?
Everybody, yes.
oh, you need to clear the current turn order. I will put myself
Okay.
on there.
Everybody do it again.
It was a 5.
Oh,
No, it was off the previous.
Oh.
no, I was looking at Catalina's.
Yeah.
Double one.
Well, I guess that's balancing out all the double sixes that I got.
Yep.
Okay. Oh boy, this is interesting. Darius, you are. I feel like you would probably be able to hear. Well, actually, you can hear that Lockie is verbally shouting something about no, it's fine, I'm a friend. So you assume he's addressing somebody, but since it is communicating to him telepathically, you cannot actually hear what's being said to him. What would you like to do?
Ah, yes, I get to do it. I open up comms and say, Lockie, take cover on the south side. And I move to here and start setting up a demo pack.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God!
I've been in this room, so I would know how far along this wall. So I'm going to guess just after where I would have seen this wall.
Okay, you are able to get there on your turn, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But as you're walking, it's pulling out the demo pack. Okay. Oh boy. It's now your turn, Lucky.
I'm going to do as advised, but just before I do, I'm just going to... Name's Lucky Cooper, here by mistake, and just run to the other side.
Okay. Well, it'll speak on its turn. So yeah, you just run across. Are you holding a weapon?
I've got the weapon there, but I'm like trying to make it obvious that I'm not intending to shoot at it.
Okay.
So like having it down, kind of thing.
Pim, since you are inside Lucky, what would you like to do on your turn?
Wow.
I'm gonna say in my mind and out loud,
Can we not go anywhere where people aren't trying to kill us?
Potentially not.
Apparently not.
You are still touching this ball and are conversing with this weird mantis guy up in a spectral tree. What would you like to do?
And it'd be like, what did Lockie say before? Weird mantis bug thing. Do you have some security measures in that room?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you please close the door?
Of course. And and he kind of holds his hand up and thinks. It is now the big guy's turn. And he hears you and says, confirmed, Lockie Cooper, here by mistake. Please vacate the premises at once.
Very well.
Well, this is not.
Tell it we're leaving.
And it kind of lumbers forwards and kind of like stands up on some of the tables. It looks pretty hefty, this thing.
Taking a glance at it, what kind of weaponry am I seeing? I mean, obviously it's probably alien, so I won't really know what it is. But
in terms of just what you can see, it looks like it isn't currently displaying any weaponry, but it does appear to have like compartments along its back that suggest it may have weapons that are just currently stowed. If you also poke your head around, you see that those turrets don't appear to have any kind of projectile form of ammunition, and that they just contain a lead that runs into the wall. So you couldn't really wager what exactly they do.
Probably laser or plasma based.
Okay.
Just a little man.
And now, Dimitri, you are hearing this kerfuffle. What would you like to do?
Like, would Dimitri start pressing buttons on the control panel thing?
I mean, you could.
Look, I'd probably just go and look at it.
Okay. If you go around and examine it, it kind of looks like an open flower, where each petal is kind of curved around one of these weird glowing blue orbs, and in the center there is just a vacant space where the pollen would normally be on a flower, and it's just kind of slowly twisting on the table in front of you.
There's a blue orb on each petal and then a hole in the middle. So you kind of like drag the blue orbs into the hole or something.
You could touch the orbs.
Oh, yeah, I touch an orb.
Okay, you reach out and touch an orb. You hear in your mind, "Hello."
Hello?
And welcome to the Holar Collective's reactor room. How can I help you?
You could say reactor room?
Affirmative.
Reactor room. I'm setting up a demo pack.
Reactor room.
Yeah, maybe not. Can you tell me what your power output is?
Yes, of course. Our power output is extremely large number per day.
How long has this been running for?
2,153.25 cycles.
That is older than me. Holy shit.
You don't hear this. It's just in Dimitri's head.
I was going to say, we also don't know how long one of their cycles is.
Exactly. So it's basically just their year metric based on how their planet rotates.
Can I ask this thing if it powers the robot in the other room?
It replies, "No. I was not aware of a robot being present in this facility."
It's probably AI, not robot.
It may not even be AI. It may be just an armored suit.
Like something else.
It might be another PIM, but to one.
Just
of the
when
other
I thought I
creatures.
got rid of Black Lance, I have to deal with this shit again.
I think with that, we're going to jump ahead to Catalina's turn.
Oh,
and she'd
no,
like
that's fine.
to ponder potential questions to ask this thing. Catalina, you are still floating in this spectral tree.
Lockie told us to see if we could stop the machine, right?
Yes. Well, yes, but
I asked him if there was a security measure in the room, and he said no. So I asked him to close the door.
And he is currently in the process of concentrating to do that.
Oh, so this door here is being closed?
It will be closed at the top of the round, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I can just ask it a question.
Sure. Or you could leave. Like you feel like if you wanted to, you could just release the grip on your hand and step away.
Right.
There's nothing stopping you. It's just you've kind of been looking at this a lot, and it's kind of been dominating a lot of your attention and focus. But as your mind is pulled back to your friends, yeah.
What's in the door to the north of this room?
Yes. That door contains. It is a storage room.
Could you open the door, please?
Of course. Okay. Top of the round. Lockie, the door to the airlock slams shut in front of you.
Okay.
And the door to the north of Catalina and Dr. Charles slides open.
Darius,
Yes.
do not use the boom.
What? Why?
Because the door is shut. I suspect we are safe.
You can see, like, well, if you could see him, you would see the most disappointed, lost puppy look.
Use the demo pack.
Have it ready to go in case we need it.
Yeah, all right, fucking shit, fuck. And he
May
just
I
starts
suggest we use the Vesuvius to go through that wall?
I don't know if it's wise for me to do any damage while that thing's still moving around.
No, I meant the wall to our north.
Yeah, I don't think it's wise to do any damage while that thing's moving around.
But it's behind a closed door, and it cannot fit through a Vesuvius hole.
I'm not willing to take that chance just yet.
Okay, that's about as much conversing as you guys can do on your turn.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so that was actually the turn of Darius. So you heard this, stowed the demo pack. Would you like to do anything else? Because you can like glance into one of your drones and see that Dimitri is now touching this panel. And yeah.
I'll just move back into this room.
You can't move quite that fast, but close to it. You were here.
Yeah,
So you can get to around there.
All right.
Yeah.
And you'll see that the other door is now open.
Yeah, like I know there. You can see into the room beyond. It seems that there is a large metal crate, not dissimilar to the one you saw in the storage room previously, but a lot taller and skinnier. And I don't actually think you can see the thing quite around that corner. But yeah, that's what you can see.
Cool.
Okay. And Pim, it's your turn.
Well, we are now locked inside a room between, well, a bot and a hot place.
Are both the doors sealed on us now?
Yes, you are stuck in there.
This is how I die.
Lucky you
May I
cannot die
reiterate?
yet.
Vesuvius to the north wall.
Hold on, let's give him some more time to work this all out.
Very well. I'm going to play Sudoku.
You just see this little pop-up like appear at the top right of your HUD, and it's just like, and it's being like slowly completed.
No, it's more like it's flicking through 10,000 Sudoku puzzles a second.
He's not that good.
Catalina, Charles, can you maybe ask about what that thing is in that room and what it's guarding?
Sure.
What does it look like?
Like a robotic version of that bug we... And he's gonna like whisper over the we murdered.
Okay. Dr. Charles, it's your turn.
Do you have any sort of defensive capabilities, mainly a giant robot?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Then something's gotten into your facility.
Interesting.
Or
Can
you're
you
just
describe
talking to the door opener. No.
A giant insectoid mech unit.
That does sound like something our people might manufacture, but I contain no knowledge of its specifics and why it would be here.
Do you know who I'd have to talk to get that knowledge?
Potentially, I can direct you elsewhere, and just as that happens, you're kind of unceremoniously pulled away from this guy, bounced around a few tree branches, and just deposited onto a tree branch higher up.
Just
You just
Karen it
pulled a
away.
Karen.
Karen said, "Hey, man,
Hey, at least I'm wearing my mask, damn it.
You are wearing your mask." And you see what must be potentially an older kind of this race because her general body is a bit kind of more curled up and shriveled and moves a bit more slowly, and you just hear, "Yes, how can I help you?"
What's his name, Rory?
To talk to you about...
Let's just kill Mikhail every time they ask for a name.
You started this on this path. You started this, Rory.
Yes, I did.
I need to talk to you about the defensive capabilities of this facility.
I see. And you are?
Charles Barker of Elftus.
What is an Alphys?
Another planet.
I see.
Quite
You,
well.
you appear to be... Oh my word. Is that an endoskeleton?
Yes. Yes, it is.
How bizarre.
It has worked for me so far.
However do you get around?
It works for the most
And
part.
that's your turn.
Figured. I'm like, yeah, I got the scientific one. Yay, now I'm going to have to explain shit.
This is why you asked for the senior manager.
Okay, it's now the big guy's turn. Lucky, as you kind of stand there, you hear 3 distinct whirring sounds through the door. It's kind of... And this thing, you kind of feel from the vibrations as it gets closer, it is stomping towards you. And you kind of feel it maybe place a limb against the door, and the door just slides open.
So, about that north wall hole.
It proceeds forwards a bit more and says, Lockie, Cooper, please vacate this facility immediately.
Can you help us vacate?
Please vacate this facility immediately.
The
Very
door's
well.
locked. Can't.
Vacate this facility immediately. And it just spends its turn shouting you to leave at increasingly high volumes.
Who do you think you are? I want to speak to your manager.
God damn it. Dimitri, it's your turn.
It doesn't apply to me. I can be here.
Don't make me. I won't make you any more apple cinnamon scrolls, man.
Oh, what? Now I want one. I got a few cinnamon scrolls left.
I asked this thing in my head what the facility is for.
Of course. This facility was constructed as and you kind of feel a weird mental disconnect as it's basically it's combing through your own language centers trying to find the word to best describe what this is, and it feels a bit disconcerting, this kind of tingle in the back of your head, and it says this facility was designed to be an ark to safeguard the life on this planet in response to catastrophic atmospheric failure.
Interesting. We have come across some plants which are made of metal, which is a bit odd, but the plants seem a little bit dangerous, I guess, but there does not seem to be any other life in here.
This is merely the main laboratory and reactor area. Further in, there is a large garden.
Do you have control of the doors?
The doors are controlled by the main collective.
What can be done through this control panel?
You may access all controls relating to the resource input, and power output of this reactor.
Okay.
Shut down the heat
That's it all.
vents.
Oh, shut down the heat vent? The heat vent, is that needed for power production?
However, if the heat vent is not active, it will cause the reactor to fail.
How long can the heat vent be shut off for?
The heat vent can be turned off for, and this thing kind of pulls into your mind again, and is trying to find the
references,
time references, and says the heat vent may be turned off for 30 seconds.
Oh, that is plenty of time, I think. We won't do that just yet. I will be back.
Okay.
Lift my finger off.
Okay. Catalina, it's your turn. Now, when Charles was kind of whisked away to speak to the other Mantis, did you go with him or stay on this leaf?
No, I stayed here.
Okay.
She doesn't want to be traveling around anymore.
I don't like it
It's
in
really
here. He's nasty. Loki, are you okay?
No.
No.
This is like
Can you
super
the door
hard.
open?
Catalina's just like trying to like distinguish the two different things and like really struggling a bit and like.
I have an idea. Shut the door again.
No, don't do that.
Shut the door again.
Do
Shut
it
the
for
door
the
again.
Do it for the memes.
Collective, could you please close the door that is open to the airlock on the east of the heat vents?
It appears there is an obstruction present in that doorway.
Doesn't matter. It's not there.
Shall I proceed?
Duh. Is unimportant.
Explosive seal.
Okay. And he concentrates. That will happen actually right now because we're back at the top of the round. Okay. So as this thing kind of stands forebodingly in the doorway, the door snaps shut around it. But it kind of stops short of actually doing any damage. It kind of picks it up by the belly and has it kind of hoisted, suspended in this doorway, and the large robot begins to call out, "Error, error, what has transpired? Error." It's kind of like sadly moving his arms back and forth,
You should
pinned up in this doorway.
You should use your gun on that thing. The laser hole making thing.
Vesuvius.
That
is exactly what my plan is.
Okay. Darius, it's your turn.
Bless my
Halfway
beautiful
done.
brain.
I don't really have any much to do this turn, so I'll just hold.
Oh, you can go
Hold?
and
Okay.
investigate that north room.
No, that's all right. I know I can't open the box or anything like that, and the last thing I want to do is cause more trouble at the moment.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, you could disperse your drones if you wanted to try and gather more information.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay. If you send a drone forward to see into this room, you can see that this weird grey thingamywhatsits with a blue aura as an object is actually, pardon me, it's a large clear container that has brass fittings on the top and bottom. It looks not dissimilar to that weird backsling that you found that attached to the armor previously, and similarly, it contains more of these weird spheres. Most of them are clear, but it seems that a few of them towards the bottom have those sparkling blue interiors. And as you kind of examine it, it looks as though there's some kind of like spigot or output that, if finangled correctly, might enable what's inside to come out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's about it. Lucky. And
Right.
Pim.
All right. I have questions.
That,
I am Pim for the moment. I have
that's
questions.
Pim's line.
I have
One.
a question.
How much space is underneath this thing? You said it got lifted up a bit.
Yes, it's maybe like a meter off the ground at this point.
All right, so I could probably slide underneath it.
Yes, you could.
All right. So I have one of two choices. Both of them are bad.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it for the
Option
minute.
A, I slide underneath it, fire Vesuvius straight into its core. Option B, I slide underneath it while dropping my cluster of 5 grenades.
These are both things that you can attempt.
These are both locking.
Tim, you're going down in the fireball with me. Which one will it be?
Vesuvius it is.
I kind of want to go for the grenade option.
Oh, then do the grenades. Just do the grenades. All right. All right. Knock, knock. Who's there?
How
Do
far
it.
could I get into the room?
Let's think about this. Okay, so you are here.
Mhm.
If you go to about here, which is where the opening is, and if the terrain is a bit difficult, you would probably only make it to about there with your movement.
Okay, so grenade is not the option. Seeing as I will very much be within the blast radius.
Well, because of how the grenades work, you drop them, and then I think actually maybe not. No, it's you pull the pin and then you toss them and they blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
What is this here? What are these?
That's just the wall.
It's just the wall. I was trying to denote a separation between the actual rock and intentionally polished walls that they manufacture.
Okay, so is there a gap there?
No.
No. My apologies for not making that more clear.
I need to see what is the radius of a grenade.
It's pretty big.
It's about
Oh god. Yeah, its range is 10 to 30. Oh god.
Yeah, it's not small.
Why don't you toss it into this room and then duck over here?
So
Just
No,
use
no,
Vesuvius.
I have a better idea. No, I have a better idea. We're going with both. Get underneath it, fire Vesuvius up into its core, throw the grenades on the next turn, run for your life.
just so you know, the thrown range of the grenade is 10 to 30 meters.
Yeah.
Its blast radius is 5 meters, though.
Oh, okay, so I'll actually survive it. Then. I'd be safe.
So you want? Hold on.
No, never mind.
Actually, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
could come
that
here.
room is about 5
That's-
meters radius from it.
Yeah.
That room isn't large enough for there to be a safe place in it.
Right. We're going under, we're pressing Vesuvius right up into its core and opening up full bore mode.
So, wide or small diameter? of the
Wide.
Vesuvius? Wide diameter.
I'm going full charge.
Okay.
It is the best
Well-
way to attempt to actually breach this armor.
Well, this thing is kind of like it's mostly stationary, but it's not completely stationary because the arms are moving. So, can you please make me an
Actually,
Yes.
no, I'm not going to go full bore because I will need charge in case I need to shoot afterwards.
Potentially, yes.
So,
Can I not recharge it, given that it's attached to me?
it would probably take a lot of time.
The rate of recharge is a while. Like it takes 24 hours to recharge one of those things, and you are kind of using that power to run yourself.
True.
And like you are like he is carrying the batteries, but the batteries aren't physically wired to the suit.
I do have an extra B cell.
Yes, but it'll take time to switch that.
Exactly right.
Time you'll have if you murder it.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Screw it. I've got the mag rifle anyways. Go underneath, full bore. Like literally pressing it up into its belly and just trigger.
Full radius.
Yeah.
You slide underneath. Could you just make me an athletics roll with strength to see how well you can you can get into position, because like it's kind of
dexterity,
and it's arms
they both will be +1, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, it's about the same. And actually, there is really a dex skill.
I was going to say it will be a difference because I do get a +1 from the armature bonus.
Good point. Well, then just roll a dexterity roll. So 2d6 plus your dexterity to try and slide into place and position this.
Okay, so 2d6 plus my dexterity. It'll just be a +2 on top of that roll. So it's a 10.
Okay. You are able to like duck and weave past its various flailing legs and get into position directly underneath this thing.
Good night.
Roll damage, please.
I'm gonna. You can't see it, but I've turned myself sideways.
Oh, because you are underneath.
Yes. All right.
So normally it's like I think 2d8 for the gun. Just roll 4d8, please.
Oh, geez.
Please be good.
Come on, don't fail me now. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, not terrible. Okay, you slide under this thing and just go, and it makes the most ungodly churning sound as these lasers spin up and start cutting a hole into the belly of this thing. You aren't able to get to its core with that amount of damage, but you do open up a hole into its inner workings, and as you kind of like pull it back, it's like that like partially domed underside has just like fallen away with it and is now cradled into the Vesuvius.
All right, I'm gonna shoot into that opening.
Okay. Make me an attack roll, not to hit, but to hit something of substance.
Oh, so just a roll to hit. Okay.
Yeah, roll to hit and
see what you hit.
Yeah, and because you've cut a hole in its belly, have its armor class be 9.
Okay, sweet. All right. Okay, so 120 plus.
Oh. You hit something of something. Lethal damage for that gun.
It's 2d6.
All right, we're definitely upgrading that gun to like a.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. As you fire this shot, there is a shower of sparks that rains down upon you, and its motion, once kind of fluid, is now kind of jerky and less composed. You've done some real damage, but it's still functional.
Why is it not dead?
Dr. Charles, what would you like to do? You've heard this ungodly sound through the comm, and the gunfire from Pim as well. So you know something bad's happening.
We also recognize the sound of Vesuvius.
You
Open all the doors.
I am sorry about my friends. They're, fools.
I'm sorry.
That is the loudest bloody typing, whoever's doing that.
It's Mikhail.
Sorry.
What are you referring to? Says the older Mantis lady floating in front of you.
Is there any possibility that you can turn the defensive robot off?
A defensive robot. It's not something that was part of our initial design of this place. I don't believe I have the ability to access it.
You can search my memories, right?
Yes, I can. Do you consent?
And I like trying to get her to look for the insect that tried attacking us.
Okay.
And was killed. Do you recognize this thing from this many hours ago?
She kind of reaches in, and you feel the tingle as she's like pulling away memories and reaching towards the one that she is looking for. She says, "Ah, my word! The Stranded certainly have come a long way, haven't they?"
The Stranded.
The Stranded.
Ah. Who are they?
They're a remarkable race, incredibly adaptable, very able to rapidly evolve to their conditions. This one seems to have been trying to survive the new atmosphere. That's very bold.
It worked for them for a bit.
See, and then you... Oh, that's a very effective weapon. At the moment of Lockie just unloading a shotgun on his side.
Yeah, so it did not seem to have the intelligence that all of you do. So,
Okay. And that's your turn.
Yeah.
Because she's very curious and very easily sidetracked. Okay. Now it's the turn of the big guy. He is less than pleased. It emits kind of a high-pitched wail, and as you kind of turn to your side, you can see that those 3 turrets that were kind of mounted to the wall snap to attention and all lock sights on you, Lockie.
But we're underneath the door.
You're not. I mean, you're not underneath the door. You have to like slide into the room to take the shot,
Yeah.
so they can see you. And as they begin to warm up, it's nothing that you think you've seen before.
Oh dear.
Boop. That's definitely gonna hit. Boop. That also hits.
Oh dear.
Boop. That also hits.
Oh dear.
Oh my god!
Oh dear. Oh god, they've got more than a +5 to hit because I've got 0 AC.
Who said they were targeting your armor class?
That's a good point.
That was bad.
That's a
Okay.
shit damage.
You take 6 points of damage as you see these weapons activate. You kind of see the air in front of them distort, and while your armor is entirely okay, your actual flesh underneath the armor is kind of like blistering and bubbling in response to this thing.
Oh.
Clearly, this is a weapon system designed to target creatures that have an exoskeleton, and you're pretty closely replicating that with your power armor.
It's a microwave gun.
Basically, it's a microwave gun that's bypassing your armor entirely and just boiling you from the inside.
Do not like.
The robot itself is going to attempt to free itself from the door because he's not okay with this. I'd say that is sufficient considering its strength bonuses. So it kind of like rocks back and forth, is able to position its arms like at appropriate points in the door, and kind of forces it open, and then drops to the ground above you. It's still holding itself up enough to be not crushing you, but you are now in a much closer proximity to it.
Hi. It's pretty much all I can say.
This is more than I wanted to see.
It's your turn, Dimitri.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
You sure you don't want that demo pack?
Yes. Sudoku's still going across the screen.
Indeed. So, Dimitri, what would you like to do since you've broken your connection with this reactor control?
Well, hearing noise,
Mm-hmm.
I'm now thinking like, are you getting shot at by something other than like that robot thing, Lockie?
Yes. Turrets, they hurt.
I put my finger back on this reactor thing. I'm like, do you provide power to turrets, like defense devices?
We are not aware of any such turrets being part of the system.
There is a room to the south east.
Yes,
Can you cut all the power to it?
of course. And then things begin to happen. But as I've been having these things act at the top of the
Yeah,
round,
no, that's fine.
it will occur, just not quite yet.
Oh dear.
So yes, you feel an affirmative from this voice. Catalina.
So did you
You're
close
talking
the doors?
Yes, I did. But it seems the doors have been partially forced back open again.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
We need that room to be sealed so that we can get. My friend can get out of there.
Okay.
Lucky, are you clear of the doors?
She sounds drunk over comms, but yes.
Am I like directly in between the line of door?
I think you're maybe like half a meter in this room.
Okay. Do it. Close it. Throw it shut on this fucker.
And I'll just tell the doors to the collective. We need those doors closed.
He says, "Are you sure? It seems there is some kind of resistance being applied to the doors. Perhaps this isn't safe."
He's okay. He's nothing alive. Doors
What is
must
it?
be closed. Machine.
This will damage the machine and the doors potentially. Are you certain that this is the correct course of action?
Is easier to repair than the problem we currently have. Yes.
Please make me a persuasion roll with charisma.
This is what Catalina gets for being too truthful. Damn it.
Having to persuade a computer to close the doors, not by hacking it, but by asking nicely.
Double nat 1.
Oh,
Okay. He says, if you insist, I do hope this is all worth it. And then he goes and concentrates again. Okay. At this stage, Lockie, a lot of things happened at once for you.
Yep.
The door snaps back shut and kind of pulls the robot back up into its clutches. And all of the overhead lights in this room and the turrets just shut down.
Oh, thank God.
So you're in complete darkness with this like unhappy groaning sound coming from like half a meter above you. It's like it's not a good time. Darius, it's your turn.
Loggy, you doing okay?
And Miley's
I
under
could use an escape
stupid
hole.
question.
An escape hole?
An escape hole.
All right. I gotta
Don't
run
blow
back
up
in
in
and start
the
setting
reactor
up.
Okay, you start setting up. I mean, you use your turn getting there, and on your next turn, you can probably set the thing up. Look,
Yeah, and over the comms, you just hear me going, "Fucking make up your fucking mind. Do you want the demo pack? Not want the demo pack? Boom, no boom."
Do I need to ask Darius what the fuck he's doing and how much backwards force this is going to make? Because we're staying in the reactor room.
well, as a demo pack, it's very localized and directional, but you don't know what he's using. So
No,
That
it
means-
is not.
that may need, wait, it's not directional.
20 meters of explosive radius for damage, 4-meter hole.
In every direction.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's a reactor.
Oh god.
That's gonna hit. Oh my god! Oh my god! What are you doing?
I thought you could use it as a shoot charge, don't you?
What are you doing? That's so big. Why is that in this game? That's so big.
Made a hole. Someone made a hole, man.
It's designed for bringing buildings down.
Oh, it would make a hole in the reactor. It would just throw shrapnel at it.
I need to know what a depth charge does very quickly.
Let me confirm.
Where did you find this thing? I have to know.
This is not good.
I think you broke the dam.
Yes.
I like this party. I don't want you to die.
Is he
Hang on.
climaxed?
No one's told me I'm in the reactor room.
This is also true.
Did you get it from?
Romney's like, we're at plan T now.
Demo charges. Range is 20-40, so half damage at 40 meters.
Which?
Are you sure that's not the throwing range?
No, that is range.
Oh.
Where did you find this? Demo charge. Oh, it's in the revised rule under heavy weapons.
Page
Revised
9,
rule.
heavy weapon.
That's all good. It's on page 69. Nice. Okay.
Let me hang on. Let me read. General run-of-the-mill placed explosives, beloved of terrorists and adventurers. Yeah, I am a bit of a terrorist. Inflict their damage on any object within 20 meters for an evasion saving throw for half damage. Victims within 40 meters take half damage with an evasion save for none. The charge is sufficient to blow a 4-meter wide hole in anything short of a reinforced anti-explosive wall. PCs with a background in demolitions or fix zero can shape the charge.
Okay. What is your tech post-tech skill?
Hang on, what does fix zero? What's my fix skill?
The revised rules and the rules we were playing by changed the skill system. I'm just adapting what makes sense from that rule to this rule. So.
Okay. So I've got a zero in tech post-tech, so I can.
Okay. Then I will allow you to shape the charge.
So you don't blow a hole in the fucking planet with blowing up this reactor.
A shaped charge has 2-meter backlash instead of 40 meters.
Okay, that's not terrible. However, if you place it here, the blast is still going to. I mean, assuming it goes in like a cone.
Well, yeah, it will if I shape it, pretty much.
It'll be like this.
Yes, it will.
Except a little bit deeper. Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. No one knows what's happening. That's fine. Dr. Charles, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
This is why I wanted to use it so long. It's ridiculous.
It's fine.
Do I hear him say, make up your bloody minds? Demo charge, no demo charge?
I assume you guys are all on the same comm channel in your vac suits, so anything Darius says out loud, you can hear.
Yeah, so you hear me muttering and shit.
Probably say, no demo charges, not in here.
Actually, is you saying no demo charges coming from the point of view of you knowing what they do, or from you assuming it's bad?
Assuming it's bad.
Okay, fair enough.
Assuming that they'll probably damage something vital, and we won't get out of here.
Lockie asked for a hole, he gets a hole.
Unfortunately, Lockie's not aware of just how much damage that thing's going to put out.
Do you even know what this facility's for?
Nope.
Then we shouldn't be blowing shit up.
I know what giant killbots are for.
I will open a door to that room for you. Go and help Lockie that way. And then I look at the guy and I'm like, can you open the doors through the east so that my friends can meet up?
You're talking to the lady, and she's like, I'm sorry,
Yes.
that's not my department. You want the other guy.
Catalina, get them to open the doors to the east.
You hear that, Catalina? and on your turn you can act.
This is priceless.
Okay.
Wait, did mine and Lockie's turn get skipped?
No, you were playing Sudoku.
No, it did get skipped.
Did it? Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. So yeah, my bad. So yeah, Lockie and Pim, you are. Oh, actually, you. It was Darius'.
We're in pitch black,
You
and
pressed an exit. Yeah, it went black. Yeah, my bad. I have no idea how that happened. Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm going to turn the headlights on my power armor on
Easily done.
because
See
I
now.
would like to be able to see what I'm shooting at, and
course.
potentially is going to fall on top of me.
It's still stuck in the door about half a meter above you. You're not. There actually isn't enough space for you to bring a big gun to bear against its underside because of how close it is to you. So you may need to crawl out from underneath it.
All right, I was gonna swap over to my spike thrower anyways.
Okay.
It's a slightly smaller gun.
Sure.
And yeah, try and crawl out from underneath it and fire up into its core area with the spike thrower.
Okay. If you crawl out from underneath it, you will not have a shot at its exposed belly.
Okay, in that case, I'm going with the. But Pim wants this in as much intact as possible.
No, I don't mind.
Okay, grenades up its butt.
Okay. Are you going to toss grenades inside this thing?
And then beeline, yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, so the problem is that mechanically the game won't allow it, will it? Because
What do you mean?
technically with a grenade, you've got a few seconds on the timer before it detonates. So I would literally toss it up into the belly of this thing, and run for my life.
That will be fine. I will say on the end of your turn, it goes off. So you have until the end of your turn to get to a safe distance.
All right.
Cool guys, don't look at explosions, man.
I'm going to overkill this
Okay.
and grab the entire sling of grenades.
Which is how many?
5.
Okay.
And
That's a minimum of 8 out of 10 damage, just so you know.
I bought 5 literally the last time we went shopping.
That's fine.
See? Lucky prepares.
That's
2. It's just
okay.
slightly more overkill.
So you pull this bandolier of grenades.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull the pin on one of them because that's going to be enough to detonate them all anyways.
Pull the pin, like piff the bandolier
Up into it, yeah, and then run.
and then crawl out. Okay. There's really not much it can do about this
Yeah.
because of the circumstances it's in. So yeah,
That's 10d8.
that is 10 d8 damage. Lucky as you run away and a massive cacophonous explosion erupts from the interior of this thing. Please roll 10 d8 damage.
I regret absolutely nothing.
Except if you die
I regret nothing.
and kill Pim with you.
Holy shit!
Crap!
Oh my god!
That's enough to kill a ship.
Okay, Lucky, you grab your effects. You run as fast as you can. The explosion goes off, and based on whatever is inside this thing, you are carried forward by an explosion that was larger than you were expecting it to be. And you unceremoniously faceplant and like kind of slide across the polished stone floor, and then your head kind of like comes to rest
We
about there.
Can we do that again?
Please make me a physical effect save.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
Actually, no. Evade. Please make me an evade save.
Oh, okay.
And then a physical effect save here.
Ooh, that's a nasty fail.
Okay. You take 11 points of damage
Okay.
as you're carried forward and damaged by all the shrapnel being thrown about by this machine.
Do not move. I need to run a diagnostic on your physical form. I will locate the shrapnel.
Well, let's just put it this way. If I was anyone else in the party right now, I'd be dead.
Yes,
Twice.
you would be dead.
Twice
Okay.
over.
So this thing is like, oh my god, it's in so many pieces, you guys. Oh my god, it's
Too bad if you
trying to
wanted to
tell me
salvage
is that
that pre-tech.
Lockie didn't manage to dive across the room and flip a table up in the way. Yeah?
Oh, that's a flavor fail, my dude.
If I had rolled high enough on the evasion.
Yeah. Okay. It's the robot's turn. It's dead. and
It's dead, Dave.
and none of the turrets have any power anymore. So assuming no one turns the power back on into this room, I'd say we're out of initiative because no one is in any immediate danger.
Someone's setting a breaching charge.
Actually,
yeah,
yes,
like no one stopped me yet.
that's a good point.
We have
So-
told
What are you
not
doing
to
over
do
there?
it.
Yes. So now it's Dimitri's turn. Darius, I think you would have felt a rumble through the wall from that explosion that just went off.
Yeah, that's probably going to make me panic and set it off.
Okay, but it's currently Dimitri's turn, and you see him fiddling with this thing up next to the wall.
Like, what the hell was that noise? Like, don't do anything stupid. This is a reactor room.
We just set off 5 grenades. It was
I-
fun.
I stop the moment he says reactor room, look around and go, "No, it's over 2 meters. It's fine."
Go big or go home, damn it.
Okay. Just for my own sanity, hang on.
So it spares all but 2 meters. Is the direct wording there?
Yes. I just want to know what the blast radius from the grenade is, but I can't position the circle right. Yeah, it's fine.
So demo charge range is 20 meters is the strength of the blast, 40 meters is half damage, and 4 meters through walls. So within 4 meters, it breaks wall.
Okay. Unless Dimitri wants to do anything else, it's Catalina's turn. You're talking to the door person.
Yes. Did the door close?
Anything?
The door did close, yes, and then you heard
Into the goddamn fucking microphone.
and then you heard. Well, actually, Dimitri, did you want to say another thing? Sorry.
I was just going to say, like, if I was going to say anything to this thing, I'd be like, is it blast resistant? Is the reactor room blast resistant? Or is the reactor blast resistant?
The response is most of the stone present in this mound is quite hard.
Hang on. Nick, we can't actually hear you.
Yeah, it's
What's he saying? Like, I'm talking into the microphone. Like,
No,
it
no,
is.
no. Don't talk like in this way. Talk in this way where the words are.
This is where the thing is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, now we can hear
so
you.
talking about. Yes, perfect.
I don't know
Alright,
what
whatever.
happened. We couldn't hear you before.
It was slightly pointing down, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all good. So you've heard that they've used the natural strength of the stone present in this place to secure it.
Maybe it will be fine.
Maybe it'll be fine. Okay. It's now Catalina's turn. You're talking to the door person.
Yes, I am.
By the way, I think I've deleted one of my drones as well. But
Yeah, I think
it's a pain when you're moving them around so much. Oh no, they were just stacked on top of each other.
okay, cool.
Multi-drone.
Okay, yes.
Can you show me a layout of of this facility so that I can have a better knowledge of where I need to go? Since you control doors, I assume you understand the layout of this place?
Of course. And you feel in your mind a sudden burst of information. With that being the case, I'm just going to show you the rest of the map.
Okay.
Ooh.
He wants to show off the map, okay?
I ask that the players who haven't received this information mentally to not act on what they see,
Yeah.
because that's just fair.
I see the ground at the moment.
Rory,
Yep.
you can set your opacity for the fog of war. So if you reduce the opacity, then we know what everyone sees and what I know is knowledge different.
Okay.
I think you can only change the opacity for the DM only, not for the players.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's fine. I'll just reveal areas present.
Alright.
There's this room here.
Or at least the areas that it would know of.
It would know of what? Well, as far as you can tell, this section right here that it reveals to you is a fully intact hallway.
Okay,
Yeah.
so caved in.
But your internal map and recollection of what happened says different. There was also a hallway over here that leads into a chamber up here. While this map does indicate that there is some damage, his map does not. And it all appears to be perfectly intact. Also, this section over here, this was previously accessible just by a hallway. But again, more cave-ins occurred, and you guys were forced to cut your way through.
Update that
Sorry?
to them. Could she interact with them to say, well, this is closed and this doesn't exist, and
Oh, that's what I was literally gonna do. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so-
look at the map and go, oh no, your map is wrong. This here is no longer a hallway. This big rock that come down
Oh?
from the. And she's just literally gonna spend the rest of her time arguing with the.
Okay.
And just be like, no, here is no good either. It's got the plants are overgrown. They try kill you.
Yep.
Over here there is extra path here now, Yeah, looks like a
Okay.
path make, from rock. And here is rock fall again. Yeah, so on and so forth.
Yeah, just spending time explaining that. Okay. To the top of the round, no more doors or controls have been manipulated, so it's fine. Darius, you are adjusting a depth charge. A depth charge is direction.
So one of the drones passes Dimitri a pair of earplugs, and then I plug my own ears and take a step here and let it blow.
Okay.
Let it blow. Let
So-
it blow.
I need to be very careful with how we do this. So, draw shape freehand. So you've placed the demo pack here
Yep, against the wall.
against the wall. It's probably not this big, so it itself is maybe only about that large compared to you.
Yep.
So you've moved that far away, and that far away is far enough away to not be affected by the blast. Now, let me just read about demo charges one last time. Damage any object within 20 meters with a base of half.
So 4 meters can blow a hole in wall. 20 meters is 3d10, and 40 meters is the same 3d10 but halved. And you can further half or negate damage on an evasion save.
Okay, well that's for people, not solid objects. So
No.
I'm not going to have the wall make any saving throws.
Yep.
Considering how I previously described this as being like this is hard stone. It's pretty damn hard stone. Whoops. So
Yep.
thinking about
But if you
Right.
look in the walls, it says specifically up to and including. No, not including. Hang on. Sufficient to blow a 4-meter wide hole in anything short of a reinforced wall. So it's whether you consider the stone reinforced or not.
It itself probably has not been reinforced, but by virtue of its strength, it's pretty gutsy.
Fair enough.
So I'm trying to just figure out how big this is, because this is actually, so that's like, so it's, oh boy.
That's like twice the length, buddy.
This is a lot. So a 4-meter wide hole means that, actually, it being a 4-meter wide hole does kind of affect the radius. Okay, so the brunt of the force is applied right there. It takes out this, like, a section of wall here, all of the stuff here, and carries on going with a lot of hard shrapnel being sprayed.
I'm very glad I'm not there anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, and Chris forgot to say knock knock. I'm sad.
Yeah.
After I do this, I'll go, shit, Lockie, I'm lucky. You're lucky you moved.
Just so I know what we're dealing with, Darius, can you please roll me 3d10 damage for the demo charge?
Sure.
Just to get an idea of how much of the yield is being applied to where.
Yeah.
20.
Okay.
That's only just above average.
Which is 15. Okay. I'm sorry if this is kind of dead air for spectators, but I'm trying to make sure I do this correctly. This is important. So based on that amount of damage and how it's designed, the damage continues
Uh-oh.
Up until this area. So it's not like a lot of damage, but this area I've drawn previously is actually pretty apt for the amount of damage that gets dealt. How did you adjust it in terms of like above and below? Was it aimed to be just forwards, or was there a certain amount of leeway for up and down?
Just forwards.
Just forwards? Okay. Then luckily, you didn't cause the heat vent to break off its right mounting and fall.
Oh, yeah, that could have been bad.
That could have been bad!
I'm lucky I didn't know about that.
Okay. So, everybody, I'm going to say that Catalina, Dr. Charles, you are both very unceremoniously ripped out of this psychic link by virtue of you both falling over. You feel the ground aggressively shuddering beneath you, and you can't help but fall back and be disconnected from it. Yep. Everybody else, is equally shaken by the blast.
I checked already.
Lockie, you roll over onto your back just in time to see a spray of stone fly over your head and fill the room that you're in. And hear the gut-wrenching sound of a large portion of the wall fall inwards. The sound is deafening. Everyone's ears are ringing. The flash of light from it is ridiculous, and you feel very unsafe. Anybody who has served any kind of time in the military in this party is definitely having flashbacks, maybe even Lockie. You're flashing back to your home planet of these kinds of explosives being administered to the sides of domes. That was not a good day.
Yeah, that would not be a good day.
No.
That was a potential loss of a dome.
That was a very, very bad day. And so after all that, this, as the dust begins to settle and everyone kind of regains their composure, At the very least, Dimitri, your eyes kind of glance down to Darius.
Good morning, Lockie.
Good morning, Vietnam.
I'm just gonna like step over the rubble and just call out, Lockie, Lockie. Ah, looks like I killed this fucking thing.
Actually,
There's
we
nothing-
killed it. By the
There's
way,
nothing
over
left
here.
there. Yeah, Darius, just so you know, there was nothing left of that thing for you to regard as being dead or alive. It's just pieces at this stage. Because it got blown up once, and then it got blown up again.
Nice.
Oh. Yes,
Lucky.
like
You've pissed off.
Lockie's actually probably a bit shell-shocked at that then, after that briefing charge going off.
Mm-hmm.
Lockie, we're getting out of here. Where are you?
Over here, Darius. I am setting up a light.
Oh, my headlamps are still on.
Yep.
So the rest of the room is pitch black, but my headlamps would be on.
You're facing the ground. Not going to see shit.
I'll roll over. Yeah.
I did say that he rolled over just in time to see the
Okay, fair enough.
flashed above him.
I'm just going to walk over to him, grab him by an arm, and start trying to drag him up. Get
You
up.
need to get Dr. Charles. I am detecting multiple puncture wounds across Lucky.
Shit.
Probably,
How bad
it's probably more like blunt force trauma to the entire body.
From where you are, Darius, you can see beyond that there is a large pool of water that seems to have been roughly carved out of the stone.
Shit. Charles, can you get down here now?
At that point, I've been ripped out of the psychic
psychic
link
link.
Yeah,
because a bomb going off. What in the hells was that?
you, yeah,
You need to get someone injured out of here. Now he's still injured, so get down here now.
yeah. So since you and Catalina both weren't mentally prepared for that disengage, you both take a point of system strain. Because it's one thing to willfully let go of a psychic link, it's another to be violently removed from one.
Yeah, I
And-
can imagine that would hurt.
And now your heads are both splitting.
Was it temporary?
It's always temporary. So yeah, just take a regular point of system strain, not permanent.
So is that come under base?
Yes, I believe.
For some reason
No,
I have
base is permanent.
no.
Is
Permanent
base
is permanent. Perm.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's base.
Yeah. Record it under base.
I have 2 base for some reason that I don't think needs to be there.
You were probably
Yeah.
previously, so just wipe that out and have it be 1.
All right.
Yeah, I've got 3 base for some reason.
You also probably healed, but then just forgot to remove it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll get rid of it.
He also has.
Oh, I can't remove the base. That's interesting.
That's permanent system strain from you having cyberware and
Yeah.
from you doing.
I know that. But
Yeah.
the fact is the permanent system strain is 3, and it forces the base to be 3, so
Yeah.
they're not additive.
No,
Yeah.
That's weird.
that's all good. But yes, Dr. Charles, continue with your loud shouting.
When he says they've got someone injured, I'm just going to be like, and sort of sit up, like look at the ball, rub my head because now I've got a splitting headache. I'll be there in a minute. And I'm just going to continue sitting there for a bit
Okay.
while I try to
I'm
make my
I'm
head
gonna-
work.
I'm going to try and stabilize some of the stuff on Lucky using the suit.
Yeah.
He's he's fine, honestly.
He's not even at half health.
No,
I'm beyond half health.
Really? I thought you were at 24.
He's taken 17 damage of 24 hit points. So
Yeah.
not great, but he's still functional.
Yeah, you're at 11, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to do my best for medical. So basic field medicine, apply pressure to wound. Don't put finger in it.
I'm still in my power armor. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Oh,
So-
in that case, I'm just gonna drag you to your feet, put you on one of the tables, and drag it over and go. You right, man?
I'll be alright.
Here is a picture of Tazi to help you feel better.
That's not going to make you feel better.
Literally what I was about to say.
The only picture that Pim has on file of Tazi is her in a hospital bed with a tube in her mouth, keeping her breathing.
Yes, don't send in that.
Oh
I'm gonna walk up to one of these. Hey, these are interesting. There's no ammo.
They are microwave weapons.
At that, his eyes just light up, and he starts using his meta tool to pry it from the wall.
no! Okay, you'll probably need a different kind of toolkit for this because it is mounted very differently than your normal tools would expect.
Yep. I'm just trying to find a way to break it off, and it's just like not going anywhere.
Yeah, like,
Turn the power back onto that room, and the turret notices that it's being tampered with, and they start focusing on Darius instead.
say again, sorry?
So is this when we turn the power back onto that room?
Murder me by turning the power on again.
Stop tampering with the turrets.
Although, honestly, if the power's coming from the generator room, the wall I took out, it may not be powering some of these areas anymore, even if it is back on.
Do you want to make that bet?
No, I don't. But what do they say? Go big or go home?
Okay, but at the very least, make me a tech psychic roll to try and figure out what you might need to get these turrets free from the wall.
Kill him. No, but Darius, not me.
You're not sure. It's mounted in a way that's very alien to you, appropriately enough. So you don't know what it would take to be able to liberate the microwave cannons of their position.
Hey, Lockie, do you want one of these mounted? That would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen the effect of that thing. Yeah, I wouldn't mind one.
But as you go to move your left shoulder, you can feel the skin underneath is crisp, very uncomfortable as you move it back and forth.
By the way, Rory, my tech sci-tech roll.
You probably need some kind of pre-tech toolkit to even attempt it.
The pre-tech toolkit I have on my ship, our ship, probably would survive.
That was a Freudian slip.
Well, I just sort of glance at Pim and go, wait, hang on, pre-tech with toolkit? Is this pre-tech?
No,
But pre-tech toolkit would be versatile enough to attempt it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What would the rest of you like to do as Darius starts admiring the wall furnishings?
Catalina
Sit
throws
down
up.
against the table.
Yes, Catalina?
Catalina throws up.
Okay. You're wearing a vac suit.
Yeah, she'll take the headpiece off and throw up. She knows
Okay.
it's breathable in here.
You take off the headpiece
Oh, no.
and just throw up in the corner.
Yep, it's breathable. She knows it is.
The air is breathable. As you breathe in, there's a certain weird metallic tang in the air, but you're breathing just fine.
I'm totally not going to be okay, but that's fine.
And you are breathing pretty heavily to recompose yourself after this vomiting spell.
Fuck, man, I need another one of those.
No, I need to stop selling you those.
What?
I'm kidding. That was just terrifying.
It literally says that they're super common weapons and every adventurer and terrorist in the galaxy uses them.
Terrorist.
Yeah, adventurer and
Terrorist.
adventurer and terrorist.
Oh my god.
See, it makes sense because which one am I? I
Both.
counted as both, so I should have them.
I will tell you what you are. You are Pista.
Dr. Charles, what are you doing?
I am thankful I do not have eardrops.
Basically, going to be rubbing my temples, going to get up to go see look at Lockie, and then hear someone vomit behind me.
And you turn and see Catalina as she's wiping the vomit from her lip.
And it's gonna be like,
deeply. I think this is a good place to end, you guys.
Hmm.
I'm gonna call it
that's some
that.
sort of alien disease. I'm not.
Hey, Ash. Hey, Ash. We're alive.
We are alive.
Yeah,
And we got to
guys,
blow shit up.
we're gonna call it there for tonight because it's right on 10, and I think this is a good point to call it.
You guys thought I was bad with the rocket launcher.
Darius is just like patting himself on the back because he's like, yeah, I totally took out that heavy mech thing.
You don't even know it's there anymore.
Well, I knew he was fighting a robot, then walked into a room that I blew the shit out of filled with shrapnel.
Indeed. Okay, so guys, since the obstacle of this weird contraption has been rendered moot by a massive hole in the wall, I'll show you what it was based on.
It was based on that thing.
Except this isn't some kind of weird puzzle or any other thing. It's basically just a way to demonstrate mathematical equations.
Okay.
And every time the mathematical equation was correct, the heat died down.
Yeah.
And that is it. And and of course the easiest way to do that would be using this one, which is the greater than and or less than, because that's very, very broad and would make it easy to get past. Yeah, that's what I used. Perhaps it was a bit too niche, but regardless, this was a hell in a handbasket kind of a mess.
Oh, no, that's what
That's
it is
an
now.
understatement.
What did you do to my beautiful facility?
We all know that it's Charles's fault.
Okay, Charles, it's not your fault.
Y'all can go fuck yourselves.
I'm definitely going to grab some scrap from that mech thing.
Yeah.
There's none left.
It's been blown up.
Only scrap left.
We can melt it down into something useful.
Yeah, metal. That's it.
Hey, I
Spoons.
literally just want a piece as a memento.
Souvenir, like turn it into a necklace or something.
Yeah.
I
No,
stand,
spoons. Make it into spoons.
I stand by my always comment, which is go big or go home.
That wall certainly did used to be big.
Do you? Oh, no. You know what I should have said? Do you think that turret has a soul? It's a microwave gun. Throw it back to episode 1.
I hope you had a good time. 'Cause I sure did.
I
I
mean,
think
Catalina didn't, but I did.
Catalina had some memories
She-
made available to her.
I gotta say, my favorite part of the entire thing was just the random alien language. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It seems that their names don't translate very well into Earth English.
No, they don't.
What do you know? Too bad that. Okay, Alice.
Names again, Murray?
Sorry.
What were their names again? I've forgotten.
That's adorable. I will not repeat myself.
You have to rewatch it and figure it out.
Oh, no. I want the DM to tell me.
The DM's going to end
And I
up.
want a toilet made out of solid gold.
No. Okay. Alice.
I can't wait for next week. Huh?
Yes. Does anyone have someone they would like us to raid?
Absolutely anybody.
All right, guys. I am
believe
going to
GameStormers
live.
are still live with their viewer interacted D&D.
Sure.
Oh yeah, cool. They mentioned that previously. That would be pretty sweet to drop people in on.
Yeah, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons and they're playing with their audience. So
And I may or may not be NPCing at some point for them.
That would be cool.
Alrighty.
all right.
Yes, we will make arrangements for that. Did I hear or see things occurring? Did someone mention a cheating bingo at some point during today?
Yes, a bingo. Well, it depends. If we count me getting blasted through the air and having to make the evasion roll as a need for a reroll, then yes, there is a bingo.
Tim didn't have questions.
Pim did have questions.
I did actually. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
You had
Kim-
questions that then Pim,
So,
like
the
No,
DM got bamboozled.
earlier.
So the crosses that I got was the DM got bamboozled, Pim has
Oh.
questions, the crew gets in trouble, obvious. Darius does something stupid. Pim makes a joke. Charles says, I see, explosives happen, and if we count it, because that would have killed any other player other than me, desperate need for a reroll.
Then yes, okay, I will allow that as desperate for reroll. I love that Darius was both something stupid and explosives in one.
2-1.
Ah!
I mean, also, technically, a DM gets bamboozled at the what explosives do that?
What are we doing? How does the demo judge work, you guys? What are we doing?
Actually,
No, what got me?
I did that. For one,
Oh, God.
because it's hilarious, and because everyone was going to have fun out of it.
Was anyone else thinking of Emperor's New Groove?
For two, on a serious note, I needed to point out that yeah, these things are pretty high powered. How would you like me to handle them in the future?
And are we going to raid, by the way?
Specifically in non-combat.
With more of
Let's
them
go
in
into raid
one
before we go
area
into
with
rules.
no focus.
Yeah, let's go into raid before we go into this.
Okay.
We'll have that chat shortly,
Indeed.
and we will be raiding GameStormers as they play D&D with their audience. There we go.
Yeah.
Alrighty, goodbye, guys.
Ta-ta.
Very well.
Goodbye for now. Ta-ta for now. TTFL. And we'll catch you on the flip side.